Please be happy.
Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to today's stream. We are back. Audio is good, thank you. We are now gonna go through the Juliet route. Let's see. I'm wondering.
How far did we get last time?
I don't have the load save file from like the way earlier beginning. Yeah, no. So I think I'm going to like restart everything all over again.
You'd like to tell me a story? Please, go ahead.
I mean, the one thing for sure I want to, what is it?
We've now docked at Wellington Skyport.
What is it? Go through is, what is it? The old man route. Yeah, I think it's like, is it right here where we think meet the guy? The path to the mountain turns out to be less simple than the map made it look. First the trail takes me along the waterfront, then it turns upward through a small forested area. Being amongst the trees and their tall shadows make me feel at home. When the path leaves the woods again, I'm a little disappointed. It leads up a paved road, so I stick to the edge to avoid passing cars. Sometimes I take shortcuts through the yard or up unmarked paths. There are quite a few nice-looking homes right along the roadside. I make a mental note to go check them out when I'm low on money or food. Not much further along, a concrete lookout offers another glimpse of the city below. A couple airships are coming into the dock at the skyport, probably from one from the other floating islands. There's still a ways to go up to the top of the mountain, but luckily the walk has been easier so far. I wouldn't even consider it a hike. Eventually, okay, let's see. Okay, no, this isn't. I thought we were gonna meet the old man, but we meet him later on, I think.
Not perfect, but it'll do.
I think. Wait, is he gonna pop up here? Okay, no, he's not. Okay. It's so weird watching it like speed through fast. Okay, here we go. So we already met, you know, the kid. But now we're gonna go to Mount Victoria, where that guy is. I think his name is like Mr. Kim or something. Let's see. No, we want Mount Victoria this time. I have plenty of time to kill and also plenty of restless energy. I decided to go for a walk up to Mount Victoria, just to give myself something to do. I took the long way up this time instead of taking a bunch of shortcuts like usual. It winds through neighborhoods and then back out again, with only the occasional car passing by on the street. Compared to some of the other cities I've been in lately, the air here is a lot cleaner and the smell of nature shines through. It can't compare to being out in the wild for real, of course, but it's nice to not be choking on exhaust fumes everywhere I go. The houses are weird, though many of them sit up on tall legs like giant bugs with windows for eyes. More people seem to be coming down the mountain than going up it. Lots of them zip past on bikes or skateboards, while others are jogging or just walking.
This path is longer than I thought.
Up here he is. About halfway up or so, there's a wooden bench just off the sidewalk. It's occupied by a man with dark hair and big sunglasses. As I'm about to pass by, he waves.
Hello, miss. Nice evening for a walk, eh?
Yeah, so we're also gonna choose the story or the side stories with this guy now. Huh? Is he talking to me? It must be because there's no one else nearby. Chatting usually is not my thing, but for the moment I appreciate the distraction.
Sure is. I'm glad the rain's gone.
Oh, for now, yeah. It's never gone for long, though, is it?
That's so. I'm new here. I didn't even think it would rain since it was so sunny the day before.
Ho ho ho! You've gotta watch out for that around here. Mother Nature's real fickle these days.
It kind
One
of
minute
he
you're
kind
on
of
the
sounds
pier,
like
enjoying the sunshine. Next minute, whoosh!
I could be wrong, but it sounds like he has like a Jamaican accent. He's making a whoosh sound with his breath and the wavy motion with his hand.
Storm clouds, as far as the eye can see. That's just welly for you, though. You live with the sunshine and the clouds. Where are you from, then? Guessing you're not a Kiwi?
Nah, I'm a fox, not a bird.
The man laughs, a deep belly laugh. Like usual, I'm not sure what I said that was funny.
Not like that. Although those little guys are cute. A Kiwi is a word for us New Zealanders in general.
So it's a bird, a fruit, and people.
You've got it. All three are delightful. Anyway, welcome to Wellington. I hope you're enjoying your time here in our little city.
So far I am. I made my den here on the mountain. I've gotten coffee a few times, and I went to the library.
I conveniently leave out my plans for the next time I'm in the library.
Well, I can't say that's the usual tourist experience, but I'm happy to hear that it's working out for you. Staying long?
Probably. I decided to come live here, but I'm still getting to know the place. So, maybe I'll change my mind.
A true free spirit, eh? I felt the same way when I first got here, long time ago. Didn't think I'd settle down for life, but here I am now. Lived more years here than everywhere else in my life.
It can't be that long. You don't look very old for a human.
No? Well, that's my ego boost for the day. You don't look very old for a fox either, but I imagine you've got a good head start on me.
That's true. I don't really keep track or think about it, though.
I forgot. She had ears, like when we went to at the end of Aspen's route. I wonder if she'll like still have the fox's ears, or will she become human again in the end? But yeah, no, she looks better with ears, like with her fox ears than human ears. He laughs
Can't
again.
say I blame you there. I think 100 years, give or take a little on either side, is enough for me. And I'm only halfway there, so I've got plenty more to look forward to.
He stands up but has to do it slowly.
And sometimes I'm reminded of how many I've got under my belt already. Thank you for the chat, miss. I better get back to the water now and make sure young Min hasn't fallen into the ocean or anything. It's been a real pleasure talking with you, though. I hope you'll give our fair town a shot.
Thanks. It was nice talking to you, too.
And I mean that for once. He waves goodbye and he heads down some stone steps, and I keep heading upwards. Okay. I never really thought about my age compared to a human's. Humans don't matter to my lifestyle. I wasn't lying when I said I don't know how old I am. It's never been important. Places, relationships, memories, they just tie people down. I want to be everywhere. Alright. And we're gonna skip again. Alright, we have the options. We don't really need... We'll just go back to the den. I'm not far from where in the beach I decided to head. Oh, why are we here?
Glad chase me in this direction, or I'd have never found the...
Okay, we don't need to deal with that. Okay, we're at the library now. Okay, and then we skip again. There's gonna be a lot of skipping this stream. We'll just follow Juliet, I guess. Excuse me. The poor audio. It's trying to keep up. When does Miho Cookie Gerby? Oh, Cooka Gerby. I read Miho Cookie Gerby. Damn. Oh, we have to go through Lena's whole story again. Oh boy. Poor Lena. Okay. But now we can finally actually do the guy. The old man. What did I click on? Waterfront. Okay, so he's hanging out over here. While trying to think of something to do, I suddenly remember the fishing lessons that Juliet told me about. I'm already pretty good at fishing as a fox, but it does have its downsides, like having to get all wet and ending up with scales in my teeth. I know some people go fishing for fun, so maybe I like it too. At the very least, it could be useful to know someday. Besides, it's not like I've got anything better to do. Down at the waterfront, there's a big crowd like always. The merchant booths and that Juliet pointed to me have long lines and clusters of people in front of them. Right along the water, there are fishermen selling all kinds of fresh fish. The smell, mixed with the salty sea air, is making me hungry. I wander over to the spot that Juliet pointed out to me. Today, there's a half a dozen of people with fishing rods in their hands, lines out in the water. They're all spaced apart, and behind them is a man who's giving instructions.
Hold on. Don't I know him?
I look closer. Sure enough, it's the man I met on the mountain not too long ago who taught me what a kiwi is. He paces between the people fishing, adjusting their posture and giving them advice. There's another person helping him out, a younger guy who's untangling lines and preparing supplies. One of the fishermen waves at the instructor for help.
Mr. Kim, can you give me a hand?
Coming!
Mr. Kim practically skips over and shows the person how to send out
I
their
need some
line.
help too. Which bait should I use?
That depends on the fish. Let's take a look.
He bounces around people of the group before he spots me and gives me a big hearty wave.
Hello there, miss. Here for a bit of fishing?
I was thinking about it.
You've certainly come to the right place. First time fishing?
With a rod, at least. I usually do it with my teeth.
Oh, I can't say I've ever tried that myself, but if you'd like to learn how to do things our way, I'd be glad to show you.
Sure, why not? I came all this way.
That's the spirit. Here, why don't you go ahead and stand here?
I take a spot on the pier and face the water. Mr. Kim goes through how to hold the rod, how to put the bait on the hook, and finally how to cast. Once he's done explaining, he steps back to give me some space.
All right. Now let's see what you've got.
Right, so I stand like this and put my hand here.
I do my best to copy everything he showed me, and then with the flick of my wrist, I cast my line out to sea.
Perfect! Nice job. Oh, I forgot to ask for your name.
Miho.
Nice job, mijo. Keep it up and you'll be a master angler in no time.
How long does it take to catch one?
Well, now that depends on the fish. It could be minutes or it could be hours. I've been after the same fish for years.
Whoa! Don't you ever go home?
He laughs and I'm reminded of the first time we met up on the mountain.
I certainly do. But I always come back. Patience is the most important virtue, other than maybe a bit of luck.
Mr. Kim goes to check on the others while I stand there waiting. It doesn't seem like anyone else is getting a bite, so at least it's not just me. Suddenly, one of the other fishes yells with
I
excitement.
got one! I got one!
They frantically start to reel in their catch. All of us gather around to watch.
Steady.
They plant their feet firmly, reeling with all their strength, but it's clear that the fish is fighting
Can
back.
you help?
Of course.
Mr. Kim also grabs the rod, and together the two of them manage to land their catch. Wow. Everyone, including myself, gasps at the fish break through the surface, its red scales shining in the sunlight. Mr. Kim lets go of the fisher, can admire their prize.
Whoa! And isn't she beautiful? Congratulations.
My stomach rumbles just from watching. Unfortunately, after a few more minutes of waiting for my own fish, I still don't get any bites. Finally, it's time to pack up and head home. Mr. Kim catches me before I can leave the pier.
So, what'd you think, Miho? Does it beat the ways you've gone fishing before?
It was okay. I didn't catch anything in the end. But it was cool to watch you and that other person get one.
It's like that sometimes. You just have to keep trying. I hope we'll see you around again sometime.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks for showing me all that stuff.
In the end, it was a lot of just standing around. What he said about needing patience makes sense. But if I'm looking for something fun to do, then I'm not sure if this was exciting enough. But it was kind of relaxing, and I do still think it would be useful to learn. Either way, I'm glad I came and checked this place out. Now to go see if Juliet keeps any seafood in the fridge at the library. Okay, let's see. Skip. I wonder, like, if also... I think there might be also an option that we don't have to... What is it? Date either of the girls. Okay, let's see. Oh, Mr. Kim's down here at the waterfront again. I decided to give fishing another try. Last time wasn't very successful, but maybe I'll have more luck today. When I get to go to the fishing spot, I see a few familiar faces. Mr. Kim is there, of course, dancing around between the students. This time he notices me right away.
Hello, miss. Is that a new face I spy?
Yep, I wanted to do some fishing today.
That's the kind of attitude I like to see. Let's get you started.
I take a spot on the pier while he brings me the same equipment as last time.
All right, let's start with the basics. Do you know how to set up your line?
I think so.
It didn't seem that difficult last time, but when I tried to recreate what I did before, I ended up getting a little confused.
Okay, so put the worm on a string. Oh, wait, no, the hook. The hook goes on the string, and then... Oh, I messed it up.
The string has got all tangled on itself. No self-respecting fish is going to be interested in that.
Not to worry.
Oh no. He laughs at his own joke as he comes over and quickly undoes the knot.
Okay, let's try again.
It takes some time, but eventually I'm ready. Fortunately, I remember this next part better. I stand like he showed me, hold the rod like he showed me, and let the line fly. I watch it excitedly as it sails overhead and splashes into the water.
Excellent job. Why, if I didn't know any better, I think I taught you myself.
I just smile in response. With my problem solved, Mr. Kim goes off to assist someone else, while I turn my attention back to the sea.
Here, fishy fishy.
I'm ready. No fish will be getting away from me today. The instant I feel a tug, I'll be reeling it in, just like that other person when I came here before. I just gotta wait. And wait. And wait.
Nothing's biting.
It happens.
Mr. Kim pops up seemingly out of nowhere.
Just give the fish some time. You'd be shy too if someone started offering you a meal out of nowhere.
Well, he's got me there. I nod and keep waiting, but I can feel the boredom sinking in. I was willing to give fishing a second chance, but if it's just going to be like this every time, then I probably won't be coming back. Suddenly I feel the fishing pole jerk in my hand. It takes me by surprise and I almost let go, but managed to hold on tight.
Oh, I think something's biting.
Reel it in! You can do it!
You sounded like you took a shit. What happened there? Right, reeling it in. To do that, my head is spinning as I try to remember what to do. Meanwhile, the reel is spinning as the fish. My fish tries to get away. It smacks my hand, jolting my memory.
Oh, yeah.
I grab it and start turning it the other way, pulling the rod towards myself as I do. I can feel the fish, still out of sight, struggling against me.
Not today.
All the time I spent waiting has made me extra determined. I plant my feet firmly and keep reeling. Gradually the line gets tighter and tighter, until finally the fish breaks through the water, dangling on the other end.
I did it!
You did it!
Hooray! I bring the fish in to where I can see it more closely. It's not as big as the fish I watched get caught last time, but it's not tiny either. Just down the pipe here, someone else is reeling in a catch too.
So, what are you gonna do with it?
Eat it.
Huh? What do you mean?
Maybe he's asking how I plan to cook it.
Maybe keeping it or letting it go?
Let it go? I just worked hard to catch it.
Mr. Kim laughs. Behind him, the person who just caught something takes a picture of their prize and then tosses it back into the water.
Why did they do that?
Well, everyone has to eat. That's just part of life, and I love a good fish dinner as much as anyone. But some just enjoy the sport and the struggle, and release the little guy once he's been defeated.
I look at the fish I caught, its tail flapping gently. There's a mark on its mouth that doesn't look natural.
What's that?
I point to it so Mr. Kim can see. He only has to glance
Looks
at
like
it.
it isn't this fellow's first time being caught. That is a battle scar.
A scar. So he's been caught before and either got away or was released. It was up to me to decide if his luck runs out or not. Sighing, I unhook the fish and then toss it back into the water, where it instantly swims down and out of sight.
Try to be more careful next time.
If I was hungry, it'd be a different story. But my belly is full and Juliet just went shopping, so there's plenty of food at home, so I figured I may as well let this one go. Walking up beside me, Mr. Kim looks out at the sea.
Maybe that kindness will come back to you someday. I'm sure the fish appreciates it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how useful it is to have a fish owe me a favor, but I know what Mr. Kim means. I hand him back the fishing pole and box of lures he gave me.
Done for the day?
Yeah, now that I've gone to see what it's like.
Well, if you decide to join us again, the fish will be here. And so will I.
Maybe I will too. Thanks for the help.
Of course, of course. The pleasure is all mine. Have a good day, miss.
I wave and head back up the pier. Alrighty, time to go back. Ooh. Oh no, it's just Lena. Skip. Oh, is this the painting one? Yeah, it was. Okay. Okay, cool. Time to go back to fishing part 2. Or wait, no, part 3. Feeling bored, I head down to the waterfront and Mr. Kim's fishing lessons. This will be the 3rd time I've gone. I was prepared to give up last time, but actually catching a fish was a lot more satisfying than I thought it would be. I'm sure I'll keep doing it in the future too. I guess that makes it one of my hobbies at this point. At the very least, it's been better than just wandering around town. When I get there, I'm surprised to find the fishing spot is empty, other than Mr. Kim himself. He's sitting on the folding chair, with a sandwich in one hand and a book in the other. He sits on both as he notices me arriving.
Hey there, miss. Something I can help you with?
Oh, I was here to go fishing, but it doesn't look like anyone else is here.
If you're looking for a lesson, then I'm afraid the pool's closed. Which is to say, the next one doesn't start for a couple of hours. But if you just want to try your luck with the ocean, you're more than welcome to borrow a rod.
Sure. Thanks.
Now that I know what to do, I don't really need Mr. Kim to walk me through it each time. I should be fine on my own. I attach a lure and then cast my line out into the water.
I hope I don't catch the same fish as last time.
Since there's not much else to do, I look out at the sea while I wait. It's been a long time since I've been on the ship or even a boat. A long time ago, they were the best ways to get around, but ever since they started being airships going all over the world, I sneak onto those instead. While I'm standing there reflecting, Mr. Kim comes up behind me.
No bites yet?
No bites yet.
Nope. Nothing.
Maybe the fish all went out to eat.
Lunchtime for fish. Like usual, he takes a moment to laugh at his own joke.
That's fine. I had to wait even longer than this last time.
That's the right attitude to have. They can keep you waiting for a while.
You've been waiting for a long time for a certain fish, right?
Spot on. Who told you about that?
I took one of your lessons a while ago. You told me about it then.
Huh. Well, my memory sure isn't what it used to be.
I feel like for Mr. Kim, he's like, it's fine for him to like forget about Miho, because since he's like an older man, since like, I guess she doesn't come here every day, because time here works weird.
Anyway, you're absolutely right. Not just any fish, he's the king.
Oh.
The king?
The way Mr. Kim says it sounds dramatic.
Yes, the king of the ocean. He travels the waters of the world, all on his own. He takes his meals from a different fisher every night. It's said that if he chooses you, you'll have 7 years of good luck.
What the heck? He winks, giving me a big thumbs up.
Not a bad deal for catching a fish, right?
7 years. Wow.
Sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? To tell you the truth, I don't care too much about that. But the privilege of being recognized by the king of the ocean, now that is a prize worth chasing.
So, if he's always swimming around the world...
I try to picture it in my head. That's a lot of
He
water.
only comes by once a year. 1 day is all you get, and then he's on to his next stop. And then the next fisherman.
No wonder you've been waiting for so long then. How many years have you been after him?
Oh, I've given up counting at this point. 16, 17, who's to say? I stopped keeping track at least
Damn.
5 years ago. I've seen him once, which is more than many can say, but he swam right past our shores. I heard he was landed a few towns away.
I'll bet he must be huge if he's the king.
He's not tiny, that's for sure. His scales are every color at once, and they look like gemstones in the water.
Whoa. I want to see him.
You'll get your chance in a few months. He's due to swim past Wellington a couple of weeks before the new year.
He's on a swimming route. That's
You
crazy.
can bet I'll be ready.
I'll try to. What do I have to do?
That's up to you. Some say it's just luck. Some say it's about having the tastiest looking bait. Some say the only thing that matters is where you're standing when he passes by.
I mean, that's normal. For fish, do fish really have like a swimming route? Like every year? I mean, I know like the cycle of life for fish, like, you know, is obviously to be born, survive, you know, have kids, swim, and move on. Salmon have a traveling season to lay eggs. Oh, specific like that. Yeah, that, I mean, yeah. I mean, but the way that, like, Mr. Kim is describing this fish, it just seems like this fish is just on, like, a swimming tour, if anything.
For me, I try to get to know the fish and the sea. I figure if they trust me, they can put in a good word with the king.
Mr. Kim talks to me about fish and fishing for a while longer until it's time for me to head off. Although I didn't catch anything again today, I still like hearing those stories, so it wasn't a waste of time. At the end, he invites me to come back and fish anytime. Whether it's a lesson or not, I promise to take him up on his offer, even though I know he won't remember it. I like to see this king too. There are still a couple months before he'll be here, so that's plenty of time for me to get better at fishing. With that new goal in mind, I head back home, already looking forward to returning. It also just depends on the warmth of the waters. It could just be migrating to better feeding or cooler waters. Okay. I remember I went fishing once when I was younger. I didn't catch anything. And I think like my fishing pole, like, you know, was one of those like toy ones. It was like a Barbie fishing rod or something. All I remember, it was actually just pink. I remember I had a fish. I had pet goldfish from Walmart, but they all died in the end. Why? I have no idea. Either we overfed them, or, you know, obviously a fish bowl with like no air filter or anything was doing it any good. Ugh, Miho, please stop. I don't need your interlogs. Ew, I did not like that noise. I had two fish and one killed the other. Oh lordy. Fish are like weird. I like eating fish. What did Miho do to that window? It was a water like spirit. It kind of just crash landed on the window. Oh no. It's Miho's angsty teen phase. And then they're having their group meeting. Skip. Okay. I thought she had some morning exercise. No. Oh boy. Oh, we went to go watch a movie with Aspen last time, so we're gonna rest at home with Juliet this
I'm
time.
not really in the mood for a movie today, I think. Sorry, Aspen. It's fine. Maybe another time. Yeah, definitely.
Aspen gathered her things and departed, while Juliet remains in the kitchen with me.
So, you're not gonna go to sleep yet? It's the time you usually do, right?
It is, yes. As I said, I won't be up too much longer, but I have a few tasks that I'd like to finish up.
Like what? Anything I can help with?
Looking around the library, I don't really see anything that needs to be done.
I'm afraid not, although I appreciate it. It's for my research services. You're welcome to keep me company, though, if you'd like.
Sure. I forget you do that sometimes.
I tend to work on it at night, after you've gone to sleep. Come, let's head to my study.
I follow her up the stairs and into her office. She sits down at the desk and opens her laptop, while also moving a stack of books and papers closer to her. I walk around the room a little, examining the shelves. There aren't any bats in the corner today.
I never noticed how many books there are.
Oh,
in here.
okay, yeah, no, we've already done this. I thought we didn't. But we have. Aspen sounds sad. She knows we were gonna reject her, that's why she sounds sad. Bro, what did I click on? Hello? I think my game froze. What the heck? Okay, we're gonna save. We're gonna save right there. And excuse me. Okay. We're gonna load that one. Okay, there you go. Fixed it. We did it. Oh my god, Miho, please. Oh boy, we're at Aspen's house. She knows she'll never get to touch Miho's ears. Oh no. Her confession. Okay. And now we're at the thing. I've decided. I don't think I can do it.
I don't think I can do it. I like Aspen, and I don't want to hurt her. But she's a human, and I just don't think I can do that to myself.
The words are heavy and hard to say, but it's a relief to say them. Juliet reaches her hand across the table and places it over mine.
I understand. I'm sure Aspen will too.
You don't think she'll be mad at me, do you? Or upset? She said she wouldn't, but...
Oh, heavens no. I'm sure she'll be sad. It would be wrong of me to tell you otherwise. But I also know that she wouldn't want it to affect the relationship you do have. I'm sure she's prepared herself for this possibility and made her peace with it. The only way I can see her regretting her actions is if they somehow sullied your friendship.
No, no way. At least, I hope not. I don't like her any less. I just can't like her more than I already do. Not in the way she does.
I know what you mean. The heart wants what it wants. To try and go against our own feelings is folly. We only end up creating pain for ourselves and others. That's why Aspen chose to share her feelings with you, even knowing they may not be returned. And why it's important to be honest with yourself, even about the things that may be difficult. As you've reminded me, time and again.
Oh, damn. You know what? That'd be, like, really sucky if, like, you know, we're supposed to answer Aspen, but, like, what if it's like, yeah, no, I can't be with you, but I'm gonna be with Juliet instead. I feel Juliet's hand slide off mine as she stands and walks to the window, opening the blinds. Outside, it's that in-between time of evening, and where the sun has already set, but the sky hasn't become totally dark yet. Though Juliet has no reflection, I can see myself in the window, watching her. I wonder if she notices too. My hands tingle where hers covered it just a moment ago.
Have you ever been in love before?
Turning to face me, Juliet has an expression I can't read before replacing it with a fond smile.
There were several times that I thought I was, but later realized otherwise. All of them were before Cassette was born, when I was much more wild. I mistook the desires of the body and mind for the desires of the heart. What I had thought was love was really just an attempt to fill something missing, to fool myself into believing it was real. Raising Cassette forced me to be honest with myself for the first time in ages. Perhaps ever. I had never truly cared about anyone other than myself. I just didn't know it until then. For her entire life, I devoted my heart to Cassette, ensuring she had all the genuine love and support that she needed and deserved. Even when she grew up and moved out of our home together, not a day or even an hour went by that she wasn't in my thoughts. Since she passed away, I haven't allowed myself to grow close to anyone else. I couldn't ever again settle for a relationship that I didn't feel with my whole heart.
That's fair. Her eyes meet mine, lingering for a moment before Juliet turns her attention back to her teacup, taking a sip. She closes her eyes and sighs with contentment.
I've made do with smaller pleasures. Hot tea, a good book, the company of friends. It's been enough, ever since then.
I know what you mean. I've only had smaller pleasures too.
Much like Juliet, it never occurred to me to want more. A warm place to sleep and a meal that I didn't scavenge were more than luxurious. For a long time, I've been satisfied with what little I had and couldn't hope for anything else. So I thought. I swish around my cup of hot chocolate, which isn't quite so hot anymore. I don't know how Juliet makes it, but I know it doesn't come from just mixing some water and powder. It's something she makes special every time, just because she knows I like it. Has anyone else ever done something like that for me? Not that I can remember.
Not looking forward to telling Aspen tomorrow.
I know. I'm sure it can't be easy.
Like always, she handles my abrupt topic changes without comment.
All I can suggest is to speak from your heart, just like she did. Though it may take her a while, in time, I know that she'll be okay. The best thing you could do is to treat her normally, as if nothing has changed between the two of you.
Right. She's still Aspen.
Exactly. And you're still friends. Nothing can take that away.
I nod, feeling a little better. Julia and I chat a bit more before eventually I excuse myself and head up to my room for the night. Before I get into bed, I already know it's going to be one of those nights where I toss and turn for hours before able to pass out. No matter what, I'm not looking forward to letting Aspen down tomorrow. All I can do is hope she understands, like Juliet said, even if it's not what she wants to hear. I'll make sure not to let it change anything between us. Neither of us would want that. Sure enough, it takes a while, but eventually my relentless restlessness turns into exhaustion, and I slip into a fruitful sleep. Morning comes too soon. Groggily opening my eyes, I check the time and see that I've slept about as late as I can. Excuse me. I spend a while trying to fall back asleep, but fail and eventually get up. Dang, I noticed that like almost every stream, I'm like burping a lot. The heck am I eating? Well, probably because I always have coffee with me. Maybe that's why. There are only a couple of hours until Aspen will be back. I'm sure she'll go back to her apartment first after she arrives. But she'll have to come to the library not long after that so we can see each other before the day's passed. I wonder if her bus is still going to be like late though. When she's here, I don't see a way to put off talking about that. It'll be better for both of us to just get it over with, I'm sure.
Alright, Miho. You can do this.
Staring into the bathroom mirror, I try to believe myself. I know what Juliet said is all true about our friendship not having to change or there being any bad feelings. I'm just not looking forward to telling Aspen in the first place. It won't be the first time that I've hurt Aspen somehow, but it's the first time I've planned it out in advance and know that it's gonna happen. Still, I know that fixating on it and dreading it will just make me feel worse. After moping around for a bit longer, I head down to the
Good
kitchen.
morning, Miho.
Morning!
At least Juliet seems to be in a good mood. I try to make myself sound chipper too. Even though it's just the two of us today, Juliet worked as hard as always on breakfast. There's the usual assortment of fruit, eggs, and toast all laid out on the table.
Thanks for the food.
Of course. Do dig in.
Don't mind if I do.
I eat my meal with as much gusto as I can, although I'm much slower than usual. Juliet went through all the effort to prepare everything, so I don't want to let it go to waste. Eventually, I have to admit defeat and set down my fork with a lot of food unfinished.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it's all great. I'm just not super hungry right now.
Oh, yes. Understandable. I'm sorry. I should have asked before preparing so much.
Nah, it's fine. Thanks for cooking. I'm sorry I can't eat more of it.
Don't worry. As long as you enjoyed it, I certainly can't complain.
I sure did. It doesn't look like you're all that hungry either, though.
Me? What makes you say that?
I point at the half-eaten bread on her plate.
You had even less than I did.
Juliet looks down as if surprised to see what's there.
I suppose you're right. To tell you the truth, most food tastes the same to me, essentially flavorless.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering about that myself. I'm like, does she even eat the food that she makes? But I guess she does. But, you know, it's just bland.
I enjoy the ceremony of sharing a meal with friends much more than the meal itself.
You can't taste anything? Why not?
It's another one of the downsides of vampirism. I can still eat and drink if I want to, but I don't need to.
Everything tastes like white bread to her. I wonder, like, if she chose to be a vampire, or, like, you know, she was born into it. Or maybe something happened to where she ended up becoming a vampire. I'm hoping at least, like, you know, if we do go through her route, she'll tell us about her past and maybe more of her wild side.
Even tea?
Even tea, to an extent. Although I can't enjoy the flavor, I do still enjoy its aroma. And that was one of my favorite parts about tea, even as a human.
Oh, did she have little tea parties with Cosette?
Whoa. You're really good at cooking for not being able to try it.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Cosette was often my taste tester. Once I found a way of preparing something she enjoyed, it was simply a matter of committing the recipe to memory.
I mean, you got a long time to remember the same thing, so.
She definitely had good taste then. I can't imagine not being able to enjoy food. It used to be one of the only things I enjoyed.
It is quite unfortunate. Had I known what it would be like before I turned, I would have made more of an effort to sample cuisine from around the world while I could.
Oh, so she got turned. Interesting.
Were there other things that were different for you then?
Oh, yes. Almost everything.
So she was a normal human and then turned into the vampire. I'm assuming she got turned into the human while she looked like this.
Those faculties that I do retain, such as my eyesight and hearing, are far keener than they were as a human. To say nothing of the ability to transform. I suppose it must be like that for you as well, compared to your days as a fox.
Yeah, that's true. But I can always turn back into a fox when I want to.
I wonder if we'll ever get to see, like, Juliet's bat form.
You are quite fortunate in that regard. Taking wing as a bat can be exhilarating, but it's not familiar.
Do you like being a vampire? Would you go back to being a human if you could?
That's a difficult question to answer. Even if I were to somehow revert to normal humanity right now, I wouldn't be the same person I was before I became a vampire.
Oh, I guess so, huh? The whole time thing for her would probably, like, age her body.
That was a lifetime ago. Several, in fact. Who I am now isn't even who I was when I first changed. I appreciate the many chances that I've had to learn and grow. Without the gift of immortality, that wouldn't have happened.
I guess, like, in this case for Juliet, she could always learn everything if she really wanted to. The ultimate vampire.
Nor would I have met any of the people whom I care about most. You, Cosette, Aspen. I'd have died centuries too early for our paths to ever cross. Naturally, I wouldn't trade that for the world, for anything. But I confess that I do miss the simplicity of human life. The very things that Aspen fears most are some of what I most regret leaving behind. A temporary existence pushes you to achieve all that you can within the time given to you. Your triumphs and victories are sweeter, just as tragedy may be deeper, with their impermanent finality. I suppose I would have to say that it's equal parts blessing and curse. Presented with a choice to somehow go back and stop myself from being turned, there are truths that can only be learned with experience and age. So, in that sense, perhaps it would be futile, even if it were possible.
With a sigh, she gives me a sheepish smile.
That was rather long-winded of me, wasn't it? To answer your question more directly, no, I wouldn't go back. There's a part of me that will always want to, though.
I get it. Sounds like there are even more differences between fable like us and humans than I thought.
In some ways, yes.
Nodding, I idly push around some of the leftover food on my plate with a fork. It went cold a long time ago.
Thanks for saying all that. It makes me feel better about, you know, like I'm making the right decision.
It's my pleasure. I'm glad that I could be of some help.
I wish I could delay having the conversation with Aspen, but there's only a couple more hours until I would have to see her anyway, at least long enough for her not to forget me. She took a late bus there and an early bus back just for that, meaning her visit with her family hardly lasted any time at all. She didn't want to be there for that long, so it's fine. I feel a twinge of guilt because Aspen basically has to plan her life around seeing me, even though there's nothing I can do about that. Rising to my feet, I gather up both my dishes and Juliet's and take them to the sink, dumping the leftovers in the trash on my way.
Thank you, Miho.
No problem. Are you going to bed?
Indeed. Unless you'd prefer for me to wait with you.
I wouldn't mind, but it's okay. You don't have to stay up for my sake. I'm probably just going to watch TV or something until she gets here.
All right, if you're sure. As always, you're welcome to wake me should the need arise.
If you're actually asleep next time. You were already awake when I knocked yesterday.
True. Although that was something of an anomaly. Still, whether I'm awake or not, Don't hesitate if you need anything.
Will do. Night!
Have a good day, Miho. I'll see you this evening.
I finish cleaning up as Julia heads to her room. After wiping my hands dry, I flick off the lights and go to my own room. The TV crackles to life when I switch it on, and I take my usual spot on the floor with my back against the bed. Flipping from channel to channel, I look for a cartoon or something that I can watch without having to think too hard about it. Preferably something without a romantic subplot. As hard as that is to find, it's not that I'd mind those most of the time, but right now, I'm not in the mood. I end up settling for an animated movie about a girl who can turn into a seal and her brother's quest to rescue her. What the heck? As I'd hope, watching shows does take my mind off things. It also makes time pass by way too fast. At some point, I check the clock to see that it's almost time for Aspen's bus to arrive. The stomach-cramped feeling of anxiety starts to kick in. I take some deep breaths and drink a glass of water to stifle it.
It's no big deal, you dummy. You're just making this worse for yourself. She'll be sad, but she'll get over it.
Around the time that the bus should be pulling into the station, I go downstairs to wait. My practice books for reading and writing are tucked away at the front desk, where I retrieve them and sit down. My eyes go over the same lines a dozen times without really processing what I'm seeing. It's frustrating because it's not like my thoughts are occupied with something more important. Instead, it's like there's an alarm bell ringing in my head, an unhelpful reminder that I'm not looking forward to what's going to happen without contributing anything useful. I grit my teeth and try to power through it, forcing my hands and eyes to cooperate. I manage to slowly make my way through the worksheet in front of me, but not without glancing at the front door every couple minutes. When I finish, I'm not sure I actually got anything out of it. With every minute that ticks by, I get a little antsier. I wait, and wait, and wait. 45 minutes after her bus should arrive, I get up and pour myself another glass of water, just to do something.
She sure is taking her time.
I should probably be more patient. It's a long walk from her apartment to here, and she probably wanted to freshen up after the long ride. Sighing, I take my seat, spinning circles in the chair. A minute later, I stand up again and pace around, browsing the books on the library shelves as if I'm interested in all of them. Before I know it, an hour has passed since I came downstairs, since Aspen got back to Wellington. I head back to the desk and pull out another writing worksheet. With a couple of weeks of practice behind me now, I can write almost all the letters from memory, just not very legible. I take all my concentration, but when I get to the end of this one, I'm pretty proud of the results. Somehow it took me almost 15 minutes to get through both sides. That explains why my hand is so sore. But it doesn't explain why Aspen's still not here. Oh, is her bus still late?
Maybe I should go find her.
She'll probably be following the same path we took to get to the station yesterday. It goes right by her home after all. It's early enough that if I hurry, I could get to the station and back with time to spare, in case she does take a different route to get to the library while I'm gone. Plus, I could write her a note. I grab one of the pads of sticky notes that Juliet keeps at the desk, gripping my pencil so tightly that it hurts, but I need to be as precise as I can, or else Aspen won't even be able to read it. Aspen went to station in your house. What? Aspen went to station in your house. Took a route you showed me. We'll come back here. It's not the best, but it should work. I wish I was calm enough to be proud. Instead, I just grab a piece of tape and stick the note to the front door as I hurry out. Moving at a brisk pace, I scan both sides of every street as I go and check every window and open door I can to make sure I don't miss her. I make it to Aspen's apartment and knock loudly, rocking on my heels while I wait. The door never opens. I try to peek in her window, but the blinds are shut and curtains are drawn. Still, it doesn't look like there are any lights on inside. My worry starts to morph into panic. It's possible she already came home, dropped off her bags, turned the lights back off, and left. But then why didn't I pass her on the way? Just to be sure, I hurried the rest of the short trip to the station, but don't see any trace of Aspen. Flat out running instead of jogging, I rushed back the way I came, but instead of staying on that one route, I also try side streets, weaving back and forth between the main path and the others. None of them have her, and I reach the library breathless and alone, my notes still where I left it. I push the door open, hoping against hope that she's waiting for me inside. But she isn't, but Juliet is there, standing behind the front desk.
Leo, I was wondering where you'd gone. I saw the sheets that you left out.
Aspen still isn't back yet.
I can't hold back from blurting out the bad news. There's no time to waste. Juliet's eyes instantly go wide with alarm, and her mouth drops open in shock for a brief second before she composes herself. Oh boy, is it going to be that Aspen will now forget about us?
I see. Wait here. I'll try to call her.
While she rushes off, I push the door back open and scan the horizon, looking for the glint of Aspen's glasses in the sun, or her hat bouncing while she walks. Nothing. Juliet returns with a phone in her hand where it looks weirdly out of place. She calls Aspen and then puts it on speaker, and we both wait with bated breath.
Hello, you've reached Aspen. If you're a publishing agent or editor, then please...
Julie cuts off the voicemail message just like it cut her off a moment ago.
I didn't even hear it ring.
It didn't. That means that for whatever reason, she can't receive calls right now.
Whatever reason? Like what?
Most likely, her phone is dead. Or she's somewhere without reception.
I see Juliet's face fall as we both make the same connection.
Yesterday, before we left here.
Yes. She mentioned that she wouldn't have it for most of the journey. But she should have been back in Wellington a long time ago, correct?
Yeah, at least 2 hours ago.
How much longer do you have left?
About an hour.
My voice cracks as I say it.
Just under.
My mouth is dry. I try to swallow the lump in my throat, but it won't go away. She even came home early to give us extra time. Time that was supposed to be just in case, not actually needed.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I was hoping you would know.
Bruh.
I see. Let me think.
I could just wait here at the library where she's bound to turn up eventually. I'm sure she's watching the clock as closely as I am. Wherever she is. On the other hand, I could go out and look for her again. I can move faster than she can, and if she's running late, then the time saved by going to where she is could make all the difference.
Okay. Here.
I look up at Juliet, hoping she has the solution.
Take my phone. Go try to find her. Make sure you can get back here in time. If she arrives before you find her, we'll call you.
Okay.
Juliet quickly shows me how to use the phone, and I pocket it, making sure that it won't fall out. Her plan just combined both of mine. It's a good compromise, but it still comes down to luck. I guess there's no way around that. Not every problem has a perfect solution. There's nothing else to say, and less time to say it, so I hurry back outside without another word. I barely gotten my breath back from running all the way over to the library, but I forced myself to run again. I have to cover as much ground as possible, as fast as possible. I check the Bauhaus, but she's not there. When I get to her apartment, it's just as I left it, same as the bus station. I turn around about to start the trip back when I spot someone waving at me from nearby.
Hey, miss. You okay? I saw you run by here a while ago.
I'm looking for someone. A friend who should have been here by now.
On one of the buses? You sure they weren't on the one that broke down?
The what?
Yeah, heard some other folks who were here talking about it. Guess it broke down on the way back and the replacement's taking forever. They were getting pissed because it was gonna make them late. Couldn't tell you which bus it was, but you could probably find out. Where were they coming from?
I don't know the name of the town. It's a few hours away.
Well, that doesn't exactly narrow it down, but it matches up, I think. The guys who are waiting were packed for a long trip, so it must be one of those distance lines.
Thanks.
I stumble as I turn back around, my legs shaking like jelly. There's no way it is an Aspen's bus. All the details line up so perfectly and terribly. My only hope is to wait here at the station and hope that the replacement arrives in time. Mechanically, I dial Aspen's phone over and over, hanging up and redialing whenever her recorded voice started to play. At some point, I stopped trying. As the minutes tick down, I feel increasingly sick, with the burning pressure of tears in my eyes. When I do finally hear the rumbling sound of an approaching vehicle, I can barely believe it. Lifting my face from my hands, I watch with my heart in my throat as the bus turns in the corner and pulls into the station. This has to be her bus. It has to be. Unable to move, I just watch a line of passengers slowly disembark. My eyes stay glued to the door until the line finally stops. Then a line of waiting people, including the person who talked to me, begins to board. The bus takes off a minute later, without Aspen. I collapse back onto the bench, barely repressing a sob. Why? Why is this happening? For the final few minutes, I stare at the phone, open to Aspen's info, along with her phone number. There's a picture of her sitting at the kitchen table. It's a little out of focus, but she's smiling. I look at the picture rather than the time, as minutes become seconds, and then seconds become nothing. A full 24 hours have passed, and Aspen never returned. Everything I was feeling melts into numbness. It seems like I should feel something, a chill, or ache, or some indication that it's over. I've been forgotten. Of course there isn't one. I've been forgotten a million times before. It just never mattered. Even now it doesn't feel real. Just a few hours ago I was worrying over Aspen for entirely different reasons. I rise and slowly return to the library. I don't run. I don't look in the windows. I don't try calling. My sticky note is still on the front door when I get back, and I tug it down, stuffing it into my pocket as I trudge inside. Juliet stands up from the desk as I walk in. Alone. I can see her face shift as she realizes. The door slams shut behind me, no one else stepping in.
Oh, Miho. I'm so sorry.
Here's your phone. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
I set it down on the desk and then stand there, not sure what to do next.
Perhaps it's not exactly 24 hours. Perhaps there's some leeway and she'll still get here in time.
Yeah, maybe. There was a bus that broke down, I guess. It must be hers. Someone at the station told me.
For once, Juliet seems to be at a total loss for words. She just nods stiffly at my explanation. I sit down at one of the chairs near Juliet, staring at the floor. The alarm bell in my head is mercifully silent. Faintly, it occurs to me that this must be what they call shock. We sit there until there's a noise outside the door, catching both my and Juliet's attention. Slowly, the library door opens and Aspen enters, looking worn out. Her hair is frizzled and it looks like she's been running, or crying, or both. She shuts the door gently behind her. Juliet and I both stand up from the desk at the same time.
Aspen, you're back.
I can't bring myself to say anything, only to stand there and wait. As the feeling of dread and anticipation return, I realize that I've held on to some hope after all.
Yes, I'm back. God, I know I'm late. It was ridiculous. Our bus broke down and the replacement didn't arrive for hours. We weren't even that far from Welly when it happened. Simply unbelievable.
Aspen reaches up to adjust her hat and glasses and holds up her phone with a smile.
I saw all the missed calls from you once I got back to the station, but it was so late, I thought it would just be easier to come straight here instead. So, sorry to keep you both waiting, Juliet.
Walking past Juliet, Aspen comes to where I'm standing, her eyes glued to the floor. She stops in front of me and slowly looks up. She was definitely crying.
And you must be Miho.
What? Matters of the Heart, Chapter 4. Oh. Hold on. So she did forget. But we got an achievement. Matters of the Heart. Begin Chapter 4, Juliet route. Okay, since we got the achievement for Juliet's route, I guess there is no option to, like, not date either of them. It's twice now that I've lost someone dear to me. Although Aspen is still alive and I see her every day, her loss feels more painful than Jianin's. It's been a few days since Aspen lost her memories of me. She's been here like usual every day since then, and we both try to pretend that nothing ever happened. But everyone, including Juliet, knows that it'll never be the same. Whenever Aspen and I talk, I can tell whenever I mention something that she can't remember, it stings all over again. Even when she's sitting right beside me, Aspen seems further away than ever. I doubt she remembers what she said to me before leaving. She hasn't mentioned it at all, and so neither have I. Not needing to have that difficult conversation was a relief, but not nearly enough to make up for losing everything else. If I could pick one or the other, I'd choose the conversation over Aspen forgetting me every time. I'm sitting in the kitchen in my usual spot, next to where Aspen sits at breakfast, where my ears perk up at Juliet's approach. Although she can walk without making a sound even better than I can, I've developed some sort of sixth sense for detecting her.
You're up early.
I don't look up from the cup of cold tea that my hands were wrapped around, although it's been at least an hour since I last took a sip.
I think it's later than you imagine. Just past 8.
Oops. I must have lost track of time.
I sat down here after closing the library for the day, just intending to collect my thoughts for a couple of minutes. I guess it turned out to be more than a couple. Taking a seat across from me, Julia also has a cup of tea. Hers is still fresh, warm, and steaming.
It's understandable. You surely have a lot on your mind. Anything you'd like to talk about?
You already know everything.
Not quite everything. How do you feel?
I stare into the mug, aware that Juliet's looking at me. For some reason, I don't have the strength to meet her eyes.
Sad. Even though I know I shouldn't be.
Oh heavens, why ever would you think that?
Because I knew this was gonna happen someday. Sooner or later. It just turned out to be sooner.
What do you mean?
Shrugging, I finally look up. Worry creases Juliet's face, and so I stare at the wall just behind her. I don't want to see someone else feeling bad on my behalf right now.
I mean, it was always going to happen. Aspen was always going to forget me someday. There's no way I could see her every day for the rest of her life, right? That's the other thing, too. She's a human, so eventually she'll...
I trail off, not wanting to say the word out loud, and knowing that Juliet will get what I mean. Sure enough, she nods sagely.
She will.
Death used to be such a distant concept for me, just a boogeyman to be afraid of, but not worry about too much on a daily basis. Now it's become all too real. In case of Jianin, now when it comes to Aspen, it's hard not to think about how that will be her fate too someday. Even if she hadn't forgotten me, and no matter what I might have said in response to her confession, the eventual end would be the same. I can't help but picture Juliet's own pain and anguish at Cosette's grave, even after all these years she passed away.
So if it was gonna happen anyway, then what's the point? Why bother? I'm just going to get hurt again and again. Someday, even you'll also...
Forever is just as difficult with someone else who's immortal, maybe even harder. No matter how many years has passed, it'll only take one day for everything to be undone.
Oh, Miho.
She reaches across the table and lays her hand on top of mine, still clutching tightly to my drink. Her fingers are soft and cold, but they look awkward against mine, like she doesn't know what to do with them. I don't know what to do with them either.
I wish I could tell you otherwise. But you're right that some kind of pain is inevitable when it comes to those we love. That's the trade-off for the joy they bring to us while they're with us. The pain exists because we had something to lose. Despite the heartache, I wouldn't trade my time with Cosette for anything.
It's different for me, though. Because I can lose the same person over and over. What about the next time Aspen forgets me? Or if there's a time after that? Maybe it's better to just...
I shake my head to cut myself off because I know I really will start crying if I go much further. Although Aspen and I have already been rebuilding our relationship or our friendship, part of me wonders if it's worth it. Do I really want to make myself go through it all again? I know the answer is yes, I'm already doing it, but it's tough to justify to myself. Sighing deeply, I unwrap my fingers from my cup, sliding my hand out from beneath Juliet's as well. I study her hand still on the table. Despite her age, her skin remains perfect and unblemished. All her scars must be on the inside instead.
Thanks for listening to me. And sorry for being such a bummer. I'll be back to normal in a day or two.
There's no need to apologize. I can only imagine how you must feel. Take all the time that you need. You don't have to force yourself.
Yeah, I know. But thinking about it just makes me feel worse. Besides, Aspen and I are still friends. Or I guess, friends again. I can't change what happened, so I may as well just do the best I can now.
That's true. Still, don't ever hesitate if you need someone to talk to, or a shoulder to cry on.
Thanks. I do feel a bit better. I think I'm gonna call it a night, though.
Sleep well, Miho. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm sure she can tell that I don't entirely mean it when I say I'll feel better. Still, she does see me the curtsy of pretending. Excuse me. In a backward twist of the usual, I head upstairs to my room and leave Juliet behind in the kitchen. As I climb the stairs, I get a glimpse of her still seated in the dining table across from the cup I forgot to put away. Somehow it feels weird to see her there all alone. In my room, I wrap my blanket around myself and lie down. It's earlier than I usually go to bed, but late enough that it's pretty dark outside. I'm sure I'll be able to fall asleep. Although the day is ending for me, it's just beginning for Juliet. I wonder what she'll do with it. Maybe she's still down at the table. She's still down at the table, sitting by herself. Isn't that lonely? Then again, I guess she's probably used to it. I'm still new to this whole loneliness thing, but she's pretty much an expert by now. That's kind of sad when I think about it. As I'm lying there, I hear a sound at the front door opening and closing. Sitting up, I look out the window to see Juliet standing near the porch. Something flashed past my window, and I moved closer to see a bat descending towards Juliet. At first, I assume it's one of her friends, the ones who hang in the corner of her study or get fed in the kitchen. But to my shock, the bat changes form, soon becoming a tall man.
Another vampire.
It's too dark and far away for me to see or hear anything clearly, but I can tell they're having a conversation. I'm tempted to open my window, but I'm sure the noise would catch their attention. The two of them only talk for a couple of minutes, and then the other vampire turns back into a bat. I quickly lie down and pretend to be asleep as he passes by just a couple seconds later. When I sit back up and peer outside again, Juliet's nowhere to be seen. Before long, I start to get tired and crawl under the covers for real. Although I listened for the sound of the front door again, I never hear it, and eventually I fall asleep. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna save right here just in case something were to happen. Save. We're gonna go. Nope, I wanna save. We're gonna save right there. Okay. And I am gonna be right back. Take a little break. Alrighty, I have returned. Hi, Emo. You have a job. Congratulations. What kind of job is it? Okay. I was hired 5 minutes ago. You're the first to hear. You were hired. Wait, did you go to an interview? Online orders at a Stop and Shop. Oh, okay, nice. You don't really have to interact with people. I want to do online orders. That sounds so much easier. Is it like at a warehouse? Second interview to sign forms and such. Okay. Nice. Well, good for you. No, it's an actual SNS. Oh, interesting. I don't think we have one over here. I applied for cashier, but they put me online to he. I mean, considering it's your first job, sometimes a lot of places won't put people like first time, like fresh out of high school, has no job experience as a cashier, because like, you know, you need, I mean, don't get me wrong, they should be able to train you in every position, but it's a lot more easier to have a new person with no experience to not have them on a cashier. You did have some? Oh, okay. Interesting. But hey, congratulations. Good for you. Go make that money. Go make that bread. Okay. Back to the story. Even though things have changed so much, the morning routine is more or less the same. The three of us chit-chat about our lives and mundane things until we finish eating. After pushing her empty plate away, Aspen leans in.
So, Miho, there's something I've been thinking about.
You want to consume Yuri. Alrighty. Well, just to catch you up on what's happened. We are now going through Juliet's route. And in her route, after Aspen left for her trip, it became different. It's to the point where Aspen forgot about us. But we're rebuilding our friendship. So since her bus broke down and, you know, it was late for her to come in, she forgot about Miho, pretty much. So yeah, they're rebuilding their friendship and, you know, we're talking to Julia a bit more. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And I understand if this is something you wouldn't even want to consider. But have you ever thought about finding a way to stop your magic?
Okay, so they're still bringing up this whole magic thing. Julia also turns to look at me, putting me on the spot.
Not that I can remember. That's like asking if
I see.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I've ever.
I was just
I
thinking
don't
about of course,
honestly
I
want to
don't-
go
I
through
thought I
this.
might- Right. I thought. Well, it's purely.
It couldn't hurt to find out, right?
Exactly.
So,
Well, no. If we're going to.
good luck with that.
I'd be glad to. Myth.
Someone. Off to bed?
Not yet, actually. Would you mind staying just a moment longer, Aspen? I have something I'd like to give Miho. It's somewhat related to what we were just talking about.
Oh, no, I don't mind.
For me?
You'll see. I'll be right back. There's no particular.
Oh, it's her phone. Right. Okay, can we... Oh, fuck. And then to me, Julia has a gift for Miho, one that could change... Oh, okay. I wonder if... Could we actually just, like, skip this part? Okay.
Well then.
And they're gonna do...
See you later, Miho.
Yeah. Bye,
Aspen walks inside the bell house as I wave goodbye and then I head off. Okay, it's the whole talking with Miho.
It's Lena.
Okay. Still that. Wait, I need to look at the options real quick. Ugh. My nose. Woo. Excuse me. Last time I was here, you were trying to talk to the other fox girl to stop magic. Did you accomplish it? Yeah. And Miho became human. I'm kind of hoping, though, for Juliet's route, she doesn't become human. I'm gonna be honest. What does the help section do? Skips dialogue with held down. Oh, okay. That's great. Good to know. Return.
Yeah, definitely.
Hold on 1 minute. I said I could hold the X down. I've been lied to. Bruh. Okay. Skips dialogue when held down. Ugh, bruh. Goes back to earlier dialogue. Toggle skip. Toggles dialogue skipping. Okay, yeah. Obviously that. Okay. Although Juliet doesn't reply to my text, when I get back to the library, she's waiting for me with a big smile on her face.
Miho, welcome back. I saw your message, but thought I would wait to congratulate you in person.
Thanks. I'm still processing it myself, you know.
I grab one of the spare chairs from close by and then join her behind the desk, taking a seat.
Even though it's such a big deal for me, it was pretty normal for everyone else. Or at least, it should have been.
I slid the phone out of my pocket and hold it to my hand carefully, staring at the polished glass case.
That doesn't make it any less special. Change doesn't happen all at once. You should enjoy these little moments along the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's thinking about Aspen too, but bringing up that would just be bringing down the mood. Instead, I tried to do what Juliet suggests. Let myself focus on the good things this means from now on.
Yeah, you're right.
The little piece of technology I'm holding is just the first step into the new world of possibilities.
No more being forgotten. At least, by the people that matter.
As long as they have a phone too, at least I know enough about phones and how unreliable they can be to know it isn't a perfect solution.
I still want to know more about my magic and how it works, though. I'm not sure I want to just get rid of it, like Aspen suggested.
I understand. As a human, I think it's hard for her to grasp what that would be like. There's certainly merit to learning about it, though, as you say.
It's kind of funny that now machines can do a lot of stuff that only magic could do before. Like, flying. I used to be so jealous of Fabled who could fly.
I know quite what you mean. Why, sometimes I feel as if the rest of the world has passed me by with some of its changes.
Really? I don't think so. I mean, you know how to use a phone and a computer and all those things. Seems like you're keeping up to me.
Perhaps. I still prefer to write something by hand, or have a conversation face to face when possible, though. Maybe that's just what it is to get old.
You're not getting old. At least, I don't think so. I don't feel old, and we've been alive for almost the same amount of time.
I certainly do feel younger when you're around too. You remind me to enjoy the moment more often.
Damn.
That's what I'm here for. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's not thinking about the future.
Making Juliet laugh, makes me smile, because it's something she doesn't do very often. When it happens, it's like a rare treat. Without Juliet, none of the good things in my life would be possible. Well, excuse me. She's the one who gave me a place to stay, a way to take care of myself, and now she's even given me a way to be remembered. All of that for free too. I know she says I don't owe her anything, but the least I can do is try to make her smile when possible. Even that doesn't feel like it's enough. It's a start though, as she always fond of saying, just like the phone is a start too. Julia's laugh turns into a yawn, although she tries to hide it with the back of her hand, and I leap up from where I've been sitting.
I can take over from here, so you can go to bed. Thanks for covering for me while I was out.
It was my pleasure. It's nice to be behind the counter again every once in a while, and to see our guest in person.
Now that I think about it, she does sleep through the busiest hours every day, so she never really gets to see anyone enjoying this place she works so hard to put together.
Do you know most of them?
I recognize many, but it would be a stretch to say I know them. Their names, perhaps, or even their reading habits, but not much beyond that.
That's too bad. I'll bet most people don't know how hard you work on the library, even though they come here all the time.
Oh, that's all right. I don't need the recognition, so long as the library itself is appreciated. Besides, you work harder for it than I do nowadays.
I guess that's true. But only so you can help people in other ways. Besides, you did my job for way longer than I have.
I've been here for only a fraction of the time she has, but even I can remember some of our regulars. Although they occasionally ask about Juliet, it seems like they think of her more like a public service than a person. I can't pretend I don't understand why. It's just like Juliet has two lives, the one that she leads at night by herself and the one that she briefly shares with everyone else each day, and both of those are devoted to the people of Wellington. She rises, gazing around the room. It's still early enough that there aren't too many patrons around, but a handful are browsing or reading. Watching her look around, I can see a kind of sadness in her eyes, like when she told me about Cassette or talked with me about Aspen. It's not too different from how she normally looks, but it spends enough time with her that I can tell the difference. It instantly tempers some of my excitement for the new phone.
What's wrong?
Her focus snaps to me and her face clears like I wasn't supposed to notice that.
Nothing. I was simply reminiscing a little. I do feel rather tired, though. Good night, Mio.
With her trademark smile, she turns and starts to stride past me on her way to her room. As she passes by, I clear my throat.
Hey,
Juliet pauses.
are you sure you're okay?
I look up, but she's just facing forward, eyes locked on the stairs. After a moment of hesitation, she starts walking again.
Yes. Good night, Mio.
I don't try to stop her a second time, and I watch as she heads down the hall and then up the stairs. Nobody else seems to pay much attention. Just because we said that we'd be more open from now on doesn't mean she has to tell me everything. She still has plenty of secrets, that's for sure. I wish she'd try to let me help her, though, even if it's just listening. The way she could go from laughing to frowning in just a few seconds, I can't pretend that I don't relate. I wonder if one of those feelings is more honest than the other. If so, I can probably guess which one. Whatever it is that she has her down, it's not something that I can worry about too much right now. I'll be here if she needs, of course, but it's up to her to do that. For now, I'll just keep helping out the only way I know how. Pulling the morning stocks and returns and requests, I get to work. Oh boy. And here is Mr. Kim. Now that I can be remembered, I decided to go introduce myself to Mr. Kim for what should be the last time. Before the day ends, I head to the waterfront and wait for him to not be busy with someone
Hello,
else.
miss. Here to fish?
Hi. Actually,
I give him an explanation of my magic, as well as a run through of the things he's shown me and told me. When I'm done, he rubs his chin, then laughs.
You know, that all makes perfect sense. I could remember some of those things, but not who I was with. I've been thinking it was my memory starting to fail on me. Glad to hear it's just magic. And as for us, mijo, well, I suppose that makes you my new old friend then.
He sticks out his hand, and it takes a second for me to realize I'm supposed to shake it, but I do. We exchange phone numbers, and he promises to keep in touch so that he won't forget about me again.
talk to you later. Good night.
I press the button to end the call on my phone, and then gently set the device on my windowsill. Getting through the phone calls needed to make sure I'm not forgotten is more work than I expected. I'm glad that the people I've befriended are willing to put the effort in to see me every day. Okay, no, we've already been through this. Okay.
Hello?
Alright,
Gave you
yeah,
so
it's...
many chances.
I don't care. Oh, I could pause it at any moment. Okay, cool. Good to know. After my late night encounter with Silver, I decided to sleep in a little bit longer than usual, but when I head downstairs for breakfast, I find that I've still beaten Aspen to it.
Good morning, Miho.
Morning.
There are the usual 3 place sets, but only Juliet occupies the table. I take my seat as well.
No, Aspen. I guess I can call her if I need to.
She sent me a message to say that she'll be here, but that she's running late this morning.
Damn. Why'd the door slam so aggressively? Right on cue, the front door opens and Aspen hurries inside, clutching some papers as well as her back to her chest.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
It's no trouble.
We were just talking about you. You've got pretty good timing, huh?
Only sometimes. Speaking of which, I can't stay too long today, but there was something I wanted to talk to you both about in person.
What is it?
Let me catch my breath for a moment.
Aspen collapses into her seat, leaving her bundle of stuff on her lap. There's already a mug coffee prepared for her by Juliet, which Aspen gulps down in a matter of seconds. Excuse me, trying to drink water. Both Juliet and I watch in awe silence as Aspen scarfs down her meal in an equally short amount of time. I haven't touched my food at all yet. I'm not sure how she's supposed to catch her breath like this.
Did you forget to eat yesterday or something?
Shaking her head, Aspen shoves another piece of bread into her mouth, chewing and swallowing it quickly. Finally, she puts down her utensils and sighs.
I'm in a bit of a hurry today.
I could tell.
Something tells me it's not on behalf of the Bell House.
No, not this time. The opposite, in a sense. I received this in the mail yesterday, after I got home from work.
She picks up the paper she brought with her and sets it on the table for us to see. It's a small envelope with a smaller letter inside. Aspen slides the letter out and starts to read.
It says, "Dear Ms. Benoit, we appreciate your manuscript submission and commend you for your success in completing a novel. Unfortunately, we do not find that it fits the criteria we're currently searching for, and as such, must respectfully decline. Best wishes, Purple Penguin Publications."
It takes me a minute to actually comprehend what she's saying with everything else that's been going on involving Aspen. I had forgotten all about her book.
Oh, Aspen. I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it's all right. I wasn't expected to get accepted by everyone I sent it to. It's not the first notice I've received either. However, there are some revisions I'd already been thinking about making, and receiving this rejection notice inspired me to actually begin on them.
Oh, okay, so this is a little different. In her run, she got rejected, and then she was very sad. And then the other person who picked her up gave her all of the revisions that she should work on, and she was having conflicted feelings.
I stayed up late last night making changes, which is why I was so late to arrive.
If and when I do find someone that will take it, I'm sure they'll be glad to know I've already begun making improvements.
How many are you still waiting to hear back from?
I don't even remember, to be honest. I mailed it to at least a dozen publishing houses. Maybe even twice that.
Whoa, that's a lot. At least one of them has to say yes, right?
That's my hope as well. However, I'm going to need to spend a lot more time working on it than I have been. Now that there's a draft complete, I can see all the different areas I need to touch up. So I won't be able to come by for breakfast quite as often. Now that I can call Miho, I'll check in that way every morning. But I won't be here in person as much.
All three of us paused, taking in the significance of Aspen's words. With only a couple exceptions, she's been here for breakfast almost every day that I've been in Wellington. It never crossed my mind that she might stop doing that at some point.
You'll be missed, of course, but that's quite exciting to hear. I can't wait to be able to put a copy of your novel on the library's shelves.
Please, that's still a long, long way off. Picturing that has been a motivator for myself as well, though.
Will we still see you again?
Of course! I'm not dead, you know. Just busy.
Right.
I asked Regina if I might be able to reduce my hours at the Bell House some, too. She wasn't thrilled, but she understood.
Dang it. Now how will I get free coffee?
You'll just have to pay like everyone else, I'm afraid. Or come by when I'm working. I'll still be there just as many days, but not for such long shifts.
Will you be coming to the library to write?
Occasionally, I'm sure. But it's easy to get distracted when I'm here. At home, I can just turn off my internet and get to work. That's what I tell myself I'll be doing, at least. Unfortunately, I do need to run for now. Since I overslept, I had to ask Lena to open without me. I have to get there before she burns the whole place down.
No wonder you were in such a rush.
Indeed. There's only so much time in the day, after all. But I wanted to say all this in person, since it may be a while before we see each other again.
Aspen carefully returns the letter to the envelope and then tosses that into her bags as she stands up.
Thank you for breakfast. It was lovely, as always.
You're most welcome. I hope you'll be able to join us again soon.
Bye, Aspen. Good luck.
Thank you. See you two later.
I wave goodbye until Aspen's out of the library, with the door shut behind her. When I turn back to face Juliet, she's staring ponderously in the same direction.
You think she'll be okay?
I'm surprised she's doing as well as she is, all things considered. I had worried that receiving a rejection, which was nearly inevitable, would break her spirit. But it seems to have done the opposite.
Yeah.
Even though Aspen talks about how important her writing is to her all the time, it's something that I've always taken for granted about her. Just like how Juliet never leaves without her parasol, Aspen always has a pen and a notebook with her. At some point, I got so used to seeing them that I stopped really noticing. Now, though, our whole routine will be different. Even though I know it's not a big deal and that I still see her every day, at least in a video call, it feels like the last part of my former friendship with Aspen is gone. Just another reminder that everything changes, whether I want it to or not. Sitting there in silence with Juliet, I can't help but think about her own sadness yesterday morning. Aspen isn't the only one who needs to be worried about.
Are you feeling any better today?
Even if she doesn't want to give me the details, I figured that's safe to ask. Sure enough, she smiles at me.
I am, thank you. I'm sorry for leaving the way I did.
It's okay. I understand. You didn't hurt my feelings or anything, but I could tell you were hiding something. You don't have to tell me what it was, though.
She nods, looking at me intently like she's searching for something after a couple of seconds. I have to look away, unable to maintain eye contact for much longer.
Miho, could I ask you to keep a secret? From everyone, but especially from Aspen.
Yeah.
Oh boy. As I say that, I can feel my throat tighten. What could she possibly want me to tell me, and only me? Biting her lip, Juliet thinks about it. She really wants to say whatever it is. Finally, she looks away from me and instead gazes out the window where the blinds cover most of the light.
I might be leaving soon.
Oh?
Oh, where are you going?
To the underworld, most likely. But I don't think I'd be coming back.
Oh.
That's all I can say. Oh. It's one of the last things I would have expected from her. The idea of Juliet not being here is as inconceivable as the sky not being here.
As I said, it's only a possibility right now. Hardly a commitment or a guarantee. It's simply something I've been contemplating.
Once the initial shock wears off, I fly to my feet, smacking the table as I lean forward.
What about Aspen, though? What about the library? What about everything?
What about me? I want to ask, but I don't.
Those are questions I've been pondering too. Someone else could take over the library in my stead. Most of the books and other items could remain here. Or perhaps this place could be reborn as something other than a library. It would be the decision of whoever came after me. As for Aspen, I'm sure she'd be sad at first, but she has her own life, and other things to fill it with. Her writing, her friends, her work. Aspen's strong, as we've seen.
Why don't you want me to tell her?
My voice comes out just as a whisper.
I'll tell her when the time is right. There's no need to have it weighing on her mind when it may not even come to pass.
I slump back in my seat, staring at the ground. I still can't fully believe what I'm hearing. And yet, how could I not understand?
And as for you, Miho.
Slowly I look back up, meeting her gaze, only for her to glance away immediately.
I'm sorry. I'd stay in touch, of course. With you and with Aspen. Phones work in the underworld nowadays.
Although she smiles as she says that, we both know it's a small consolation. She drops it almost immediately.
I'm sorry.
To my own surprise, I manage to shake my head.
No, don't be sorry. I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I do. What it's like to have to leave or be somewhere else. I know that feeling.
Gently, Juliet reaches across the table, the tips of her fingers barely touching my hand.
You'll always have a home here. With or without me. The library is yours if you want it.
I shake my head again. I know I don't want that. This library only exists because of Juliet. It's only our home because of Juliet. Without her, it's just a building, just 4 walls and a roof. It feels like those walls are closing in. I take a deep breath, pushing down the rising feelings inside me.
You said your mind's not made up, right?
Yes. I have my reasons for leaving, but I have reasons to stay as well.
Okay. That just means I have to find a way to make you want to stay.
If I think of this as a task, as a problem to be solved, then it's easier. I can't act like it's already too late and let myself go overwhelmed with bad feelings. Juliet's jaw drops, but like always, she quickly regains her composure. I can't help but notice the way she struggles to find words at first.
I couldn't ask that for you. Besides, you and Aspen are already two of those reasons. The biggest two, in fact.
What about the opposite? The ones that make you want to leave?
Those are... more complicated. I'm sorry, Miho. I know how this must all come across to you. It's difficult for me to explain when I'm still sorting out my own feelings, though. I promise I'll tell you when I can.
We look across the table at each other. It was uncomfortable making eye contact like this, and a big part of me wants to look away, but also I can feel there's something different about this moment. Like I'm really seeing Juliet, and I can tell that she's being as honest with me as she can. Maybe for the first time ever. I can tell this isn't easy for her either. Finally, I nod, staring at our linked hands. I really do understand.
I won't tell Aspen, like you asked.
Thank you.
But that doesn't mean I won't try my best to make you want to stay either. Can you tell me one thing, though?
She hesitates, tensing up. I'll just ask.
Does it have anything to do with the other vampire who came here a few days ago?
Her shoulders relax and her lips curve just barely upwards.
I should have known you saw him.
Sorry. I wasn't trying to. He flew right past my window, though.
It's fine. It's not a secret. That was Ezekiel, a vampire much older and wiser than I. Prefers to keep his own company, which is why you haven't met him. Very few people have. To answer your question, somewhat. We first met in the underworld, but he also came to the overworld before I did. When I first arrived here, he was the one who offered me guidance and advice. He even helped me get here in the first place. Now, many years later, he too is preparing to return home. For a long, well-deserved rest. When I heard of his intentions, it planted the seeds of that in my mind. Or rather, helped it take root. It had already been on my mind.
I see.
It makes sense that she'd know other vampires, even if I never see them myself. I wonder what he must be like for Juliet to call him wise. Juliet leans back in her chair, retracting her hand with a sigh.
Thank you for hearing me out. Will you be okay, Miho?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just surprised is all.
I know. I thought you would be, but... I didn't want to hide it from you any longer.
Thanks. I'm glad you told me. It makes the other stuff make sense too.
The quiet sadness when she looks around, the way she talks about the library in her heart. She's already said goodbye, hasn't she? We both stand up, ready to go our separate ways. Although I feel shaken by our conversation, I'm also relieved to understand her a little more. It's better than just wandering. With one final smile, Juliet passes me by.
Good night, Miho.
Night.
I slowly make my way to the front desk and sit down, getting started on autopilot. Making Juliet want to stay will be hard, especially on my own. And is it even fair for me to try? She never pressured me to stay here. She just gave me reasons to want to. I think that's the important part. They have to be her reasons, not mine. Trying is all I can do. If it's not enough, then it's not enough. Either way, there's one thing that I know for sure. I need to make every minute that I can spend with her count. Oh boy, Lena. Skip. Oh, but it's just the kids. Nope, we're skipping. We'll do
Right
the
here
library
at the
this time.
library. It's where I can relax, have a meal, or take a nap. Being out in the city is fun, but nothing beats being at home.
That does sound really nice. I think it's hard to feel like you belong somewhere until you find a special place for yourself. Maybe that's the problem. No matter what.
Okay, it's gonna be the same thing with the kids. Nothing really interesting. Can I skip this? Nope, okay. Yeah,
I wonder if those kids found something to write about.
okay, I don't care about the kids right now. Skip!
Come in.
What is happening here?
What brings you here?
Not much. I just wanted to come see you. Are you busy?
Not at all. Would you like to sit?
Yeah, sure.
She set her pen aside and put some papers into a drawer. As I sit down across from her, they probably come from one of her research projects. In my head, that's the main thing she uses this room for.
Would you like some tea?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks.
She prepares a cup for herself as we sit there quietly. I realize that I don't actually have a plan for how to hang out together. It feels easier to talk to Aspen a lot of the times, mostly because she likes to tease me or has things to complain about. But when I'm with Juliet, we talk less, which I don't mind myself. It's not that I don't like talking with her, of course, but more like I don't always have something to say. Aspen has her writing and the Bauhaus, whereas Juliet just has the library and the past. A scratching noise in the corner gets my attention, and I look over to see a couple bats hanging from one of the rafters. Juliet follows my eyes gazily fondling at the creatures.
Jasper and Fiddlesticks found it a little cold for their liking, so they've been warming themselves inside for a while.
Mentally, I thank the bats for giving us something to chat about.
How'd you come up with their names?
I call them after characters from books or acquaintances I once knew for the most part. The names are more for me than for them.
Do they answer to them?
Oftentimes, yes. Although I'm sure it's also a convenience for my sake.
Makes sense. Words are hard when you're just an animal. Back with my person, I could understand anything they said to me, just the way they said it. It took a long time as a Gumiho before I learned enough words to understand. Before that, they were just sounds I'd memorized.
I imagine it's like that for Fiddlesticks and the others. Just sounds that they can recognize. That's all language really is, though.
One of the bats flap its wings, adjusting itself, but remaining hooked to the ceiling.
Do you ever talk to them as a bat?
No. Though I'm sure they can sense that part of me. I imagine it's why they chose the library as their roost. Cosette used to call them pets. They've always been wild. Still, she was the one who first began naming them.
Whoa! They've been coming here for that long?
Not the same bats, mind you. The ones Cosette knew are long gone. Jasper, Fiddlesticks, and the others are from many generations later. I'm glad that somehow they had knowledge of this place passed down to them.
Just like the people.
Yes, just like them.
History, generations, family. It never really dawned on me how Juliet built her entire life around these ideas. Hearing about her research for people was one thing, but it doesn't stop there. Even the bats have a legacy. And Juliet's been there for all of it. When I think about it that way, I feel like I can start to understand her reasons for wanting to leave, how much there is for her to miss. But also, her words gave me an idea. I may struggle with saying things sometimes, but maybe we don't have to use words to have fun.
Hey, Do you want to go somewhere?
I don't mind. But what did you have in mind?
I was thinking maybe we could go for a walk. Since we're not always awake at the same time like this, I wanted to spend some time with you.
Juliet blinks several times, something I've seen Aspen do when she's surprised, before settling into her usual calm warmth.
I'd like that very much. But isn't it late for you?
It's fine. I'm not that tired. Besides, you're always staying up to talk with me, so it's only fair.
I see. I certainly can't say no to that. Give me just a moment to get ready, and I'll meet you outside.
Okay.
I go downstairs to wait, leaning against the front porch. I may not be able to show her the places I want to, but I can show her one of my favorite things instead. Juliet joins me after a minute, and I lead us off.
It's been a while since we've gone on a walk like this, hasn't it?
Yeah. When we delivered some papers, right? I just started staying at the library last time.
And now here you are, leading the way. Are we going to Mount Victoria by chance?
Yup. Is that okay?
Of course. It's been quite some time since I've been there either.
Was the last time when you came to my den?
Indeed it was. You've gone back a few times though, correct?
Yeah. It's one of my favorite spots.
I leave out the part where I'm going back to my den, in particular since it involves silver.
Actually, there were these kids who came into the library today. One of them asked me some questions like what my favorite place in Wellington is. They're doing a school project, so they'll probably come back again.
That's lovely. You've become a Wellington expert.
I don't know about that. I told them you and Aspen would probably be more helpful. They came all the way from another country.
Oh, how nice. I'd be happy to assist if they do return.
Cool! I'm sure they'd like that.
Streetlights illuminate the way for us, although neither of us would really have trouble seeing in the dark. We don't see any other pedestrians, and the cars that pass by are few and far between. We reach the mountain, and I guide us off the trail and into the brush. Although I take a different direction than usual, I'm not looking for Silver this time, although I wouldn't be surprised if she's observing silently close by. After a little bit of walking, I find an area that fits what I was hoping for, open and away from the path. When I stop, Juliet looks around, understandably confused.
What is this place?
Just an open area. I've never been here before. Seeing the bats in your office gave me an idea, though.
And what might that be?
I just want to go for a walk, like I said. Except not in these forms, but our other ones. I know we just came all the way here, but you said you don't spend much time as a bat, right? I haven't been spending a whole lot of time as a fox lately either, but it's something I like to do. So, maybe...
I trail off a little nervous. Maybe I should have told Juliet my idea before making her come all the way out here, in case she doesn't want to. To my relief, though, her face lights up the night.
I'd love to.
Okay, cool.
I can't help but grin in response. Then I close my eyes, focusing on my bead and tapping into my magic. When I transferred a couple of nights ago to track Silver, it felt a little stiff and unfamiliar. But because it was my first time doing it in a while, now it feels natural again. I open my eyes and spread my tails, looking up at Juliet, who hasn't changed yet. She regards me curiously. Now that I think about it, she's never seen me like this before. Whatever she might be thinking, though, she keeps to herself. Instead, she closes her eyes like I did and lifts her arm to her sides. Her limbs shrink like mine before expanding back out into the shape of wings as she becomes a bat. She gives them a few shaky flaps, fighting to keep herself in the air. It takes a few more flaps, but she gets the hang of it quickly, coasting in a circle over my head at an even pace. Once I'm sure she's ready, I turn tail and start to run. Aw, it's kinda cute. Little critters in the night. The cool night breeze brushes across my fur. Beneath my feet, the earth is soft and damp and perfect for running on. I turn my head to the side to get a glimpse of Juliet. Her eyes are focused straight ahead, and she glides through the air like a knife through butter. She follows me effortlessly as I run up and down the hills and through a field. Being able to let loose and just run like this is something I miss doing. I push myself to go even faster, challenging Juliet to keep up. With a few powerful wing strokes, she manages to stay above me, close enough that I can feel the gusts of wind with each flap. For someone who hasn't done this in a while, she seems to be in pretty good shape. Since I don't have any particular destination in mind, I just lead us whatever seems the greenest and most open. Above us, the stars twinkle merrily while they watch. Suddenly, from the trees in the directions we came from, there's a sound of more wings flapping. Juliet and I both turn to see a small flock of other bats coming to join us. Unlike her, I'm pretty sure these are just regular bats, but they dash and dart around us, following along like they're supposed to meet us here. I can't tell what Juliet's thinking, but I hope she's having as much fun as they are, as I'm. At the very least, it's something new for her. That has to count for something. I run and run until I've just about worn myself out. As my pace slowly slows down, so does Juliet, until I'm only moving at a slow trot. Juliet has to flap her wings more to stay close, turning circles like the other bats accompanying us. Finally, once I reach a flat, grassy area, I come to a halt. I transfer back into a person and flop down on my back, looking up at the sky and Juliet.
Alright, I'm beat.
Juliet comes closer to the ground and then changes forms herself. The bats who were with us squeak and disperse, flittering off in all different directions. They're like, human! Run away. I wave goodbye to them while Julia watches them go. Then she takes a seat to the ground beside me.
My, I haven't had a workout like that in years.
She fans herself with one hand. It's the first time I've ever seen her look worn out.
It's been a bit for me too. You did pretty good though. I was afraid I might leave you behind by accident.
I certainly had to push myself at times. I'm impressed by you as well. It's much more strenuous to run that far compared to flying.
Nah, I'm pretty used to it. Didn't think we'd have company though.
Nor did I. It was nice to have them join us.
Wiping the sweat from her brow, Julia gazes up at the stars, looking content.
Thank you, Miho. That was quite nice.
Glad you had fun. Wasn't sure if you would or not.
Her ear, Juliet's ear, kind of looks like a bat wing.
It's not the kind of thing I'd have ever done by myself, I'll admit. But I'm glad you brought me out here.
Hearing Juliet's words, and more importantly, being able to see on her face how much she means to them, makes me feel good, even without many words between us. Rolling over onto my belly, I push myself up and stand.
You must be worn out. Shall we head back to the library?
Yeah, I'm ready if you are. I'll sleep good tonight, that's for sure.
Juliet laughs.
I'll start breakfast a little later in the morning then.
I reach out a hand to help her get to her feet. At first, Juliet just stares like she's not sure what she's supposed to do. But then she grabs it and I pull her up.
Wanna do this again sometime? We don't have to transform, but I wanna see your favorite places too.
I would love to. Yes, it's a promise.
Looking up at her, her honest, gentle smile illuminated by the moonlight. I want her to stay. I have to give her a good reason to stay. Oh boy. Oh, and we are here the next day. We get to talk to Mr. Kim. As evening rolls around, I walk down to the waterfront for a special treat. Both days so far I've checked in with Mr. Kim. He's been enjoying some kind of delicious looking meal that his wife prepared. When I mentioned how I often miss Korean food, he promised to treat me to dinner tonight. Most of the times I've gone to the fishing spot, it was with food on my mind. I wouldn't have expected this to be the first meal I actually get out of it. The pier is mostly empty when I get there. Aside from Mr. Kim himself, he waves merrily as I approach.
Oh, mijo, 안녕.
Being greeted in Korean surprised me, and it takes me a second to respond properly.
안녕하세요.
Oh wow, I wasn't expecting them to actually like talk in the Korean language. I'm more than a little rusty when it comes to speaking Korean, but I think I managed to sound okay. Still, using the common language is a lot easier at this point.
Glad you could join me. I've brought us a feast.
Sure enough, he has a few bags full of plastic containers sitting by his chair.
Ooh, thanks. I've been looking forward to this for hours.
Me too. There's nothing like a home-cooked meal to wrap up the day.
Wait, hold on. Pause. Who is Mr. Kim's voice actor? Okay. Let's see. Please be happy voice actors. Mr. Kim Kardashian, no. Ah, God. Okay. I want candy. Let's see. Jun Yoon. Let's see. No way. Ender, are you here? Oh no. Oh no indeed. No, I don't think Ender is here. Hello, Alora Paul. How's it going? Welcome to stream. Anyways, Ender might not be here. I don't know. But if you play Cookie Run. Okay, Ender is here. Hello, Ender. So the voice actor for Mr. Kim, I'm looking at imbd.com. It is this guy. He's the voice actor of Guima during the K-pop Demon Hunter event on Cookie Run. It's been great. What about you? I'm doing well, thank you. Oh. I'm trying to see, like, who else this guy voice acts. He's in Solo Leveling and Sakamoto Days. Let's see. There's a lot of, like, in person. He's also in That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I thought it would have been a cookie. I thought so too at first when I saw what is it? His thing pop up, but no, he's Guima. Try to see what else. He does a lot of, yeah, he has a lot of like in-person voice acting roles. He's also in Genshin Impact. Wow, and a lot of Korean shows as well. He's in Brawlhalla. Interesting. He's also in Black Desert Online. Dang, interesting. Let me see if I can find like any specific like person. Yoon, voice actor. Back to business. Okay, bye. Let's see. I know there's like specific websites you can see like them exactly. Ceiling. Oh, but in Solo Leveling, he voice acts as Park Byum. I haven't watched that show, so I don't know. Yeah, it just shows Cookie Run Queen Ma. That's funny. Okay, I guess that's it though. From this website, dang. Apparently he's also in Final Fantasy. Huh, interesting. Ender said, damn, that's crazy, goodbye. Yeah. Ender said, okay, cool. Cool story, goodbye. Alright. I like the Gyro cookies. I like the girl cookies. Gyro. I was about to say, what Gyro cookies? Alright. Anyways.
Go ahead and have a seat.
He gestures to another chair as well as a small folding table with a cloth draped over it.
Don't mind if I do.
What kind of Korean food are they eating? Recently, I think it was like 3 days ago, I had like kimbap. Korean food just like hits differently on a whole new level. Can I have some? Like, we have 3 boxes. We always have Thin Mints first. Ender doesn't want to share cookies. How rude. Mr. Kim hands me a plate and a small bowl, and then starts stacking the food on the table. I watch as he lifts boxes after boxes from the bag. Dang, they eating extra good. I'm reminded a little bit of Juliet back when I first got here, although Mr. Kim accepted my explanation about my magic pretty easily. It's still awfully generous of him to do all of this for my sake. I'm definitely not complaining though. I can see kimchi and rice, plus a couple other things that I don't recognize and don't remember the names of. Ooh, I like kimchi, but I stopped eating it for a good while. Hey, I just go through your Insta account. Why are you not active there? The last post is 175 weeks ago. Dang, really? It's been that long. I don't know. It's very hard for me to post on Instagram. I'm not very active on social media besides like, you know, reposting my Twitch VODs. I just don't have the time or commitment to be posting a lot on social media. Why are you stalking them? It's not stalking if I have my account connected to like Twitch. It's on my, I think it's on like my profile, Evo. It's not stalking. But yeah, no, I just haven't posted a lot of stuff because I don't really take the time to like edit my videos anymore. Because I do work a daytime job, or I do work a job, so even streaming isn't, you know, I don't have like a hard set schedule. I used to a lot more back then from my past post, but as of now, no. I don't really post as much since I always frequently change games. I don't really have a specific set as I used to anymore, so I'm more of storytelling games now, or even visual novels. Like my content right now is visual novels, story-based games, and recently the Persona line or Atlas games. But yeah, I honestly just don't really post on social media as I used to. The only thing I really upload, are just my Twitch VODs on my VOD YouTube channel, and currently working on any animation videos for my main channel. But that's about it. Yeah. Some things are just easier for me to do than others. Excuse me.
The song looks delicious. Thanks for bringing it.
I'll tell my wife. She's the one who did the cooking, and she says she hopes that it reminds you of home. When was the last time you visited Korea?
It's been a really long time. I don't even know how many years.
No family back there?
Nah, I don't have any. I didn't have any friends until I came to Wellington either.
Ah, of course. But you do now, at least. We may go at different speeds, but eventually we all end up where we're meant to be.
Yeah, I never tried that hard before either. Now that I have a phone and stuff, it's a lot easier.
Well, here's to new old friends then.
He pours 2 cups of cold barley tea and hands me one. Then, he retrieves an even bigger thermos, and carefully fills 2 bowls with its contents. The aroma of chicken and garlic hits my nose the moment he takes off the lid. It's been years since I've had it, but I still recognize that smell immediately.
Is that samgyetang?
It sure is. The nose knows, doesn't it?
I don't know when the last time I had this was.
The soup is made from boiling a chicken with ginseng, and there's sticky rice stuffed into the chicken. The last time I was in Korea, it was a special occasion whenever I was able to enjoy a bowl. It was made a lot harder to steal compared to solid foods, but the only times I could have it is when I actually spent money to buy some. Modern day Korea is very different from the Korea that I come from, but I still have some good memories from my time there. Finally, after pouring the soup, Mr. Kim hands me a spoon and a pair of chopsticks.
Let's dig in.
I have to carefully arrange all my dishes on the table and on my lap to make everything fit. He pops the top of the various sides and serves me a bit of each. It's been a long time since I used chopsticks either, but my hands remember how to hold them. All the food tastes even better than it looks, and it looks pretty good to begin with. From the spicy tang of kimchi to the rich broth of the soup, everything is amazing. The barley tea is the perfect addition to wash everything down.
Go ahead and eat up. I can always have more at home.
I can't have hot tea with meals. It doesn't work for me. I could do cold iced teas. Like, that's fine, but hot tea, I can't, eat with anything. It has to just be, on the side. Or, with a dessert, like a pastry, for me, personally. What do I use for animation? I animate on my iPad, and I use Procreate. The food dulls the tea for me. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't really eat or have a hot drink to help push down the food. I don't know. It just feels like it just doesn't feel right. He leaves most of the food for me, only nibbling on a few things. When all the containers are finally empty, I dig my chopsticks around to scrape up the last few bits and pieces.
That was so good. Thanks again.
Of course, of course. It's always a pleasure to share dinner with a friend.
Do you ever eat the fish that you catch?
Sometimes. Or sometimes I'll go purchase some from the market. Next time, I'll have to bring you some meontang.
Yes, please.
Mr. Kim chuckles and slaps his knees and stands up.
Well, it's about time for me to be heading home. Thanks for the company.
Thanks for the meal.
I help Mr. Kim pack up all the empty containers. He loads those into a basket on a bicycle and then, with one last wave, sets off on his ride. For a little bit longer, I stay on the pier and admire the sea, enjoying how pleasantly full I am. Then I start walking home as well. It's time for a big nap. Have you tried Krita? Is that another art program? I have to look that up. Oh, it is. Okay. No, I haven't. I think my brother might have. Yeah, it's free. Oh, okay. Sugi has done most, or he has gone through more art programs than I have. Literally, when I used to edit or, excuse me, any of my older, emotes that I had or my thumbnails from my past videos, it's literally from MS Paint. I would just use MS Paint only as my only art program. But yeah, no. If anything, I would consider asking Sugi. When evening rolls around again, I drift to Juliet's study once again. The door is open and I can see her sitting at her desk inside.
Knock, knock. Come in.
I take the seat across from her. I've started to think of it as my seat.
How was your day today?
It was fine. Not too much happened. Do you want to hang out again?
Come to have me make good on my promise already.
Only if you want to. It's fine if you're busy.
I'm never too busy to spend time with you.
Great! Remember, it's your turn to pick where we go this time.
Right. Give me just a moment to prepare, and then we'll be off.
We come to a stop near the ocean, just the two of us. Lights from the city shine behind us and out on the water. A handful of other glitters from faraway ships. The tides come in and out, but we stand just outside its reach. Everything is quiet, aside from the soft splashing of the water lapping at our feet. The crisp night air carries a trace of salt. Side by side, Juliet and I both gaze out at the open sea.
It's beautiful.
Juliet nods. During the day, this beach is full of people laughing and playing or relaxing in the sun. This late, however, there are only a few others around, barely more than shadows against the sea.
So this is your favorite place?
Keeping her eyes fixed on the distant horizon, Juliet hesitates before answering.
One of them, yes. I'm not sure that I could choose one above all others. I've always loved the ocean, though. I find it calming and serene. Did you know that there are no oceans in the underworld?
I wonder if we, will get to see the underworld. Or is Juliet inviting us to the underworld will be an option. Because as much as we spent so much time in Wellington, it would be good to see, different locations in the game.
Really? No, I didn't know that.
It's true. There are lakes and rivers, but nothing like the sea. I never even witnessed it as a human. When I heard stories, I thought that surely they were exaggerated. Imagine my surprise when I saw it for myself.
Whoa.
I think back to the first time I saw the sea, when I followed Jiaonin's trail all the way to its end.
I didn't even know it existed until I saw one. And when I did, I thought it was just a really big lake.
You must have been just as surprised as I was.
I got on the boat and it took me to China. Not that I knew that. I didn't even know what Korea was, or that I'd left it.
I'm sure it didn't take you long, though. You learned very fast.
Only sometimes. There's some stuff that I learned really slowly.
As do we all. As do we all.
The second time she says it, her voice is softer, almost as if she didn't mean to speak aloud. We stand together in silence again for a couple minutes.
I used to come here all the time, just to stand and watch the waves. They're calming, I think.
Yeah, it makes me feel really small. Since no matter what, the ocean stays the same, you know? It doesn't care about us, or about our lives. It just is.
Juliet nods.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it better.
Did you come here by yourself?
Sometimes. Not always. Cosette loved the ocean too, of course. When she was young, she used to say that she wanted to be the captain of a ship and sail all around the world and see all there was to see.
Did she ever do it?
No. The first time she set foot on a boat, she got terribly seasick and never boarded one again. We go to the beach often, though. This one or others. Even if she couldn't live that dream of hers, she never stopped loving the idea. After she passed away, I would return here on my own nearly every night. Sleep was impossible, but I could gain some measure of peace and rest just by watching the tide. Its constant, reliable motion was something I could hold on to. It ebbs and flows, just like life itself.
I glance up at Juliet, half expecting to see tears in her eyes, but there aren't any. Her voice is strong and stable too, not trembling like she's going to cry. She looks down, meeting my gaze, and smiles. For a long moment, neither of us look away. It's like that moment in the library, when I felt that we were seeing each other for the first time. As we look into each other's eyes, I feel my heart start to beat faster. Oh, even after she peers back out of the water, I feel electrified. Something begins to swirl inside me, and to take a shape that I'm starting to understand. Kiss.
I spent so long in misery and grief that I began to forget it was possible to exist without them. Everything was a painful reminder of what I'd lost, in days that would never come again. And yet, I find that the ocean is still beautiful. Even now, it's more beautiful when beside someone special. Impossibly, unchangingly so. As you said, in the face of such vastness, our petty little lives feel so tiny and insignificant. Years of pain that may feel eternal are really only drops in such a big, big bucket. I think that's what helped me to find some measure of solace and strength to go on.
I'm glad you did.
Me too.
Up in the sky, the blinking lights of the satellite or airship are another reminder of how life goes on around us. They look just like the stars. Standing here next to Juliet, I feel the same kind of quiet warmth that I did last night after our run together. Something from inside myself that feels good and strong and right. The trials and pains that we've been through are very different in nature, but I'm glad that they brought us to the same spot. Besides me, Juliet takes a couple steps forward, a smile back on her face.
Would you care to walk a little?
Sure.
We move slowly, following the shoreline, close enough together that I keep bumping into her. The sand makes it hard to walk straight. Juliet doesn't seem to mind though, and for some reason, every time it happens, I feel a little spark of I feel a little spark of excitement inside. Oh, the butterflies are tingling for us. The tide sloshes in a little bit higher, enough to sweep against our shoes, but we keep going. Shells and seaweed decorate the beach, and I take care not to step on anything that might break. We walk until we reach the far end of the beach, where a few stacked boulders and pathway leads back into town. The boulders are worn down by the waves and sometimes reach here. and the grass path stops abruptly just before it. I noticed something in the dark, though. A little green sprout peeking up from the ground. Beyond there, the rest of the plants dare grow. Juliet and I stop walking, but my heart continues to pound with a dull thud, as that swirling something, that electrified feeling that makes me realize what it is. Not just realizing, but admit to myself. The name of that spark, that feeling, the reason it feels good to stand next to her, to bump into her, to make her smile.
Hey, Juliet?
Somehow I don't feel nervous, not like Aspen was, because now that I understand, saying this to Juliet just feels right. Just a step or two ahead of me, Juliet turns around to face me. The moon shines down like a spotlight, illuminating her in the darkness. Her expression is unreadable, and I wonder if she knows.
I think I'm in love with you.
Oh my. That was very quick. A small wave crests smashing against the shore. It splashes my legs, but I don't mind. I barely notice. I consider saying more about how I remember her words that day when Aspen told me her own feelings, or about how I feel when I'm with her. For once, there's a lot I could say, but I choose not to. I've said all that I need. With Juliet, so much has always been unspoken, and I'm confident she can understand me now. Right now, her eyes go wide, but otherwise she remains unchanged. I wait. Now that I've said that, I don't know, I hope she'll say, thinking about myself as the kind of person who could be in love still feels weird, but also feels true. Whatever else that might include, and whatever Juliet might feel about me, that's a whole other issue. So is everything else between us, like whether or not she'll be leaving. No matter if she stays or goes, no matter if she feels the same way I do, none of that's important right now. Right now, I'm just glad to be able to put a name to those feelings. Finally, Juliet takes a step forward and places a hand on my shoulder. She's touched me a lot of times before, but this time I'm hyper aware of her presence.
Thank you for telling me, Miho. I must confess that I don't know what to say. My thoughts are all aflutter right now.
I mean, can't blame her. She has a lot on her mind weighing her down right now. And then freaking Miho, I think I'm in love with you. We only technically had one so-called date or walk with her. And then freaking Miho pulling an Aspen. I mean, the fact that Miho said that she thinks that she's in love with her, in love with Juliet, does at least show that, like, there's a potential, like, obviously fondness to Juliet. Compared to Aspen, where I think Aspen just blatantly blurted out, I love you, like, very quickly. Or at least with, like, Juliet, it seems like time or, like, feelings have been more sunken into, whereas Aspen feels a bit more rushed, in my opinion. What is happening? Oh, okay. Emo, some people might not know what MS Paint is. You know, sometimes it is an older program a lot of people don't really think about. But, Elora, MS Paint is pretty much most computers an art program for, like, you know, drawing, coloring, all of that, like, added onto your computer to just play with. It's just an art program, and it's mostly free that comes with a computer whenever you get one. But that's all it is, just an art program. It is like, you know, an older art program.
It's okay. You don't have to say anything. I just wanted you to know.
But you deserve a response. I simply... don't know how to give it at the moment. Would it be okay if we talked about this more tomorrow? I just...
For the first time ever, Juliet seems truly at loss for words. At Cassette's grave, or when I yelled at her afterwards, or any other time, something has happened. She's always managed to regain her composure. But now she seems lost. Honestly, I think I prefer it that way. I reach up and place my hand on hers.
Yeah, that's fine. Really.
Thank you.
Juliet's hand lingers on my shoulder a moment longer before sliding out from beneath mine, and I miss it as soon as it's gone.
Wanna go back to the library?
She nods, seemingly relieved. We climb the small slope up to the road and begin walking back together, side by side like before. I keep my gaze firmly fixed ahead of me, and I'm pretty sure she does too. Both of us keep our thoughts to ourselves. Okay. Here's a thought. I just lost my train of thought. Dang it. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Dang it. Oh. Okay, here. Oh, what is it? Alright. So this situation, at least with like Miho and Juliet, seems a little bit more like, definitely a lot more calmer compared to how Aspen left Miho, you know, hanging as she quickly left for her trip. I'm pretty sure, like, in this case, for Juliet, you know, it seems a lot more nicer since it was in like such a calm environment of, hey, I have feelings for you. I don't need an answer now, but I just wanted to let you know. Like, you know, and it was like an in-person heart-to-heart moment. Whereas it felt like Aspen's moment as, I love you. I gotta go. You don't need to tell me your answer now, but I gotta go. Which, in a way, it just felt like Aspen's, like, a love for Miho felt very rushed. But yeah. At least that's just my thoughts about how these two confessions played out. My heart turns somersaults as we go, filling me with nervous energy without an outlet. Now that I've said them, the enormity of my words and just what they mean for me has begun to sink in. Juliet's kindness and compassion, the memories we've already made together, and the way she understands me in a way that only another fable can, all those things have been pointing in this direction for some time. It's just that I only now figured out where the road was leading. When we get back to the library, we wordlessly hug each other before going our separate ways. Why does everyone have a job? Emo. People need to work to survive. You know, if you want money, you gotta work a job. Granted, there are some things that are easier than others, but I will say this, every job has their ups and downs, but in the end, a job is what gives you money on the daily basis. I just want a plane. I just want my plane on War Thunder. What the heck? And I go play War Thunder. In my bed, I lie awake and stare at the ceiling.
I'm in love.
I know what I sound like when I'm not lying, and it's not how I sound now. My feelings are real and true, and now they're out there. Tomorrow feels so far away, and yet I don't know what I'm waiting for. What would it mean if Juliet loves me too? What would it mean if she doesn't? I'm still figuring out what it means for me to be in love myself. I haven't gotten to the other parts yet. Okay, at least this is consistent with Miho. As I close my eyes, though, thinking about her hand beneath mine and the feeling of her arms around me, I can't help but think maybe I'm hoping for more than I can admit. Excuse me. Oh boy, Lena stuff. But we already dealt with Lena. My paws carry me across the wet leaves and mud. Fog has crept into the forest as stealthily as me. Glimpses of the sky are rare between the trees and the mist. The wild mountains and hills are hidden as well, out of sight, but not mind. I run, filled by a sense of purpose. It lightens my step and pulls me in the right direction. I'm going to see someone I care about very much, and who cares about me. Somehow we found each other. My person. The path to follow is engraved in my body and mind, almost instinctual. A warm smell, a gentle touch, a kind word. These are the things that draw me forward. I slow down as I get closer to my destination and to the silhouette waiting for me. It's impulsively bright as I approach, my heart pounding in anticipation. Like the sun, has ascended to greet my person too. It matches the feeling in my chest, warming my soul and fur. So bright that when my person turns around, stooping low to greet me, light is all I can see. But I don't need to see, only hear. That voice that I could never forget.
Little fox, where is your home?
I open my eyes to see my darkened bedroom. My nap must have lasted a couple of hours, longer than I expected it to. The moon and stars are already out. I can barely remember what I did with the rest of my day. Before I took my nap, breakfast with Juliet was quiet, and we didn't talk about last night. I'm sure she'll bring it up when she's ready. After a quick check-in with Aspen on the phone, I went through work like a zombie, mindlessly making my way through my task. After closing up, I planned to just catch a quick snooze, but the late nights are exercise I've been getting finally caught up to me. The last few seconds of my dream replay in my mind while I lie in my bed facing the wall. That touch, that voice. I can't say for sure whose they were. As I come to my senses, I start to notice something out of the ordinary, a sound drifting up from the downstairs. Music. Rolling out of bed, I go and crack my door open. Sure enough, the sound of the violin and piano waft their way up from the library. There's another sound too. Juliet is talking to someone. Her words are muffled by the distance and the music, but I can tell from the soft tones that it's her. I wonder if the other vampire Ezekiel is here. I don't hear a second voice though. I saw in a shaky breath to prepare myself and then head downstairs. The music gets louder as I approach the main room until I finally discover its source. Juliet set up an old record player on one of the library tables. A small stack of dusty records sit next to it, the sleeves all frayed around the edges. As I round the corner, the soft murmur of Juliet's words becomes coherent, and I pause for a moment to listen, still out of sight.
Both of them. You and Aspen would make great friends, I'm sure. The two of you have always been such dreamers, born for worlds greater than our own.
Is she talking to Cassette?
She's at the start of her own new adventure. I can't wait to see where it takes her. Whatever it takes to make those dreams come true, I know she'll find it within herself.
I start to tiptoe around the corner, curious to see who it is Juliet's speaking with.
As for Miho,
I freeze again, halfway there.
there's simply too much to say about her. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But there is one thing that I'm quite certain of.
I step around the wall to find Juliet at the other side of the room with her back to me. She stands near Cosette's portrait, one hand on the frame, the same as she placed it on my shoulders last night.
I'm sure you would have loved her too.
Both of us remain motionless, locked in place. Did I hear her right? Did I understand her right? A few seconds later, the song that was playing comes to an end, and the sound from the record player becomes soft static as the needle scratches the empty center. It breaks the spell that bounds us. Juliet turns around slowly, gracefully. Her elegance feels like such a contrast to the way I stand there awkwardly, processing what I heard. She acknowledges me with a smile, but walks past me and goes to the record player. She carefully lifts the needle and turns the record over, and then lowers it again. Soon, the sound of music fills the air once more. Now Juliet approaches me, one hand outstretched towards me.
Shall we dance?
I don't know how.
Even as I say that, I reach out for her as well, placing my hand in hers.
That's okay. It's quite simple. I'll show you.
Juliet gently pulls me forward, and I reach her in just a few steps. She holds her linked hands out to the side and wraps her other arm around me. I just kind of stand there, letting her guide me. My heart feels like it's going to jump out of my chest, but I keep myself calm, focusing on the motions instead. We sway from side to side in time with the music, just turning a small circle in place. It's harder than I expect when I stumble more than once as I try to mimic what she's doing. I've never been this close to Juliet for so long before, or to any other person. We start to move more as Juliet takes tiny steps around the room, and I do my best to keep up with her, although I'm always half a beat late. Once I step on her foot by accident, and I'm the one who winces.
Sorry.
It's okay.
She takes it in stride, not missing a step. The song ends and another starts, and we keep going. Little by little, I'm getting the hang of it, although I still feel clumsy and make mistakes, but unable to get into the flow, stepping in time with Juliet instead of just after. Just inches away from my face, Juliet looks into my eyes, and I gulp nervously, but stare back, trying to focus on both her and my feet.
I've been thinking quite a lot about what you said yesterday.
Oh yeah?
My voice is barely a whisper, a croak. I can tell that I'm blushing furiously. Being with her like this, I have a feeling I already know what she's going to say, but that doesn't stop my heart from racing. Juliet nods, her forehead almost bumping against mine.
And?
She leans in and kisses me. Oh my. What is up with the kiss first and talk later? Why? The music builds to a crescendo as Juliet's lips find mine, and we both close our eyes. I surrender all thoughts and fears, aware of nothing but the feeling of our kiss and the gentle rhythm of our dance. Juliet's finger curled tightly around my hand, and I squeeze back, not needing any words to communicate. With her other arm still around me, Juliet holds me close and tight, and I wrap my free arm around her too. We rock and sway as I trust my body to do the thinking for me. I find it easier to move in time with her. The two of us dance around the library as I let her lead, and I follow, feeling warm and alive and complete. Even when we end our kiss, we stay like this, close together with hands linked tightly. The blush on her face is still there, but I think it looks good on her. I rest my head on Juliet's shoulder, and she tilts her head against mine.
And I love you too.
As if she even needed to say it. Juliet and I talk and dance and kiss into the night until sleepiness manages to overwhelm my excitement and I have to go to bed. Even as my head hits the pillow, I'm looking forward to waking up tomorrow and seeing Juliet again. When I do open my eyes a few hours later, that feeling of elation hasn't left me and gets me to bounce out of bed and get ready in a hurry. I stare at my own reflection in the mirror as I brush my teeth and wash my face. I don't look any different than usual, of course, but I half expected to. My lips tingle with the memory of Juliet's against mine and the tender look on her face, a look meant for just me. After I finish washing up, I hurry downstairs to breakfast, taking the stairs 2 at a time. I practically slide into the kitchen. It's not just Juliet sitting at the table, but Aspen
Good
too.
morn, Miho, to you.
Hello, Miho.
Although Juliet's greeting is pretty typical, there's a new warmth in her voice that makes me blush.
Morning! I thought you weren't gonna be coming to breakfast anymore, Aspen.
I said I wouldn't be here as frequently, not that I wouldn't be here at all. Besides, it's a special occasion. It's not every day that your two best friends start dating.
Oh boy, damn.
You already know?
It hasn't even been a full day. It hasn't been more than a few hours.
I hope you don't mind. I spoke with Aspen yesterday, in fact.
That's the thing though, it's always like, I don't know. To me personally, I feel like even though you would confess your feelings towards someone, there should be a commitment. Or, no, scratch that. There should be the option of commitment, you know? You could have feelings for one person, but it should be stated on whether or not if you want to actually be together, you know? Sometimes it's like, or in this case, like, will you be my partner? Yes or no. You know, it should be stated. There should also be the option of, you know, letting someone know, like, hey, I can't really commit to this thing right now, but I still have these feelings for you. Either, you know, please wait for a little bit, or I still need to think over on some things. But, you know, that's not it for everybody. But that's just my personal intake. And I will be right back.
Nah, I don't. She'd figure it out pretty fast anyway.
Actually, I was hoping I could talk with you as well, Miho. If that's alright.
Aspen, what is up with the side eye? Please don't tell me you're gonna confess as well. Please don't. Also, I remember one thing from earlier. I don't like the fact that, you know, we also didn't get an option for Juliet. Yes, this was a Juliet route, but I don't like the option of having to only just, you know, could we date her or could we, you know, not date her? Because when I looked it up, it did say that you don't have to date either of the girls, but I guess that is not the case.
Oh, sure. What is it?
Mind if we go outside?
I glance at Juliet, who's standing up from the table. She gives us a friendly wave towards the door.
Go on. I haven't started cooking yet, so it'll be a little while before breakfast is ready.
Okay.
I get up and head out the front door with Aspen closed behind me. The two of us stand beside each other on the porch, the early morning sun just starting to shine over the hills. Late nights and early mornings, I've had plenty of both, but that's okay. I have things worth staying up for, and things worth waking up early for. Next to me, Aspen fidgets with her hair and hat while I wait for her to find words. I seem to be doing that a lot lately, too. I have an idea what the topic might be, but not what she wants to say about it. This is the first time we've been alone together ever since she went home.
So, Miho.
Please don't
You
confess.
probably remember, even if I don't, that I, said some things to you last time we saw each other.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How could I forget? I swallow a lump in my throat, trying to just listen to Aspen without getting ahead of myself.
Although the actual memory, well, memories are a blur to me. I wrote a lot of my feelings down in my journal over the past couple months, including that evening after I left. It's weird, I have to say, to see all that written in my own handwriting, but not to connect to it or feel it anymore.
God dang it, Aspen.
But I can tell how much I treasured the time I spent with you. I hope that doesn't sound rude. I know you were and are a very, very important person in my life.
Oh no. I hope the game doesn't like do like Juliet dirty and it gives you the option to like leave Juliet for Aspen. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't make sense considering we clicked to not be with Aspen anyways. That'd be dirty though if the game did that.
I'm very grateful for all the time we've spent together, both before and after that. You're still, or again, a dear friend of mine. Yesterday, Juliet told me about the two of you. She wanted to make sure I was okay with it before giving you an answer. I swear, she's selfless to a fault sometimes.
She really is.
Anyway, I told her that of course I don't mind. I'm perfectly happy with us remaining as just friends, and I couldn't be more excited for you. Both of you deserve all the joy in the world. I'd been trying to figure out how to talk to you about everything, and what I even wanted to say, so it was relief to have this reason to say it. I'm sorry for putting it off for so long.
It's okay. I wasn't sure how to bring it up either. I'm really glad though. I like being your friend and I don't want that to change, even if we had to start over.
I hold up my arms and Aspen comes forward to give me a hug. It's different from hugging Juliet, of course, but still nice. I'm also relieved to hear how Aspen feels and that she won't be hurt by seeing Juliet and me together. It's still painful to have lost all that time we shared, but at least we're both eager to rebuild it. Aspen pats me on the back before she steps away.
Well, I certainly feel much better after saying all that. Come on, let's go join Juliet again.
Right behind ya.
Back inside, there's a sizzling sound coming from the kitchen as well as the delicious smell of cooking meat. Aspen and I enter to find Juliet frying bacon as well as preparing the usual dishes.
That smells so good.
I want bacon. I haven't had bacon in a while.
It should be ready before too much longer. Go ahead and sit down and I'll bring it to you soon.
Okay.
We hardly ever have meat, so this is a rare treat. I used to have it a lot before moving into the library, even if I had to scrounge for it. Aspen and I take our places at the table, and soon Juliet brings all the food she prepared and sets it down. While Aspen and I both load up our plates to dig in, Juliet just nibbles on some bread and sips her tea contentedly.
You know, it's not fair that you always make us such good food, even though you can't taste it.
I don't mind. I'm perfectly satisfied seeing the two of you enjoy it.
Yeah, but you worked so hard. I guess there's no way around it though, huh?
I wonder what happens if Juliet were to add a shitload of salt onto food. Would it help increase her taste palette? Or would she just be eating a pile of salt while still it being bland?
Oh, right. You mentioned that to me as well not long ago. So is all food the same to you?
I can still taste things, but just barely. And I can appreciate the textures of different dishes too. But yes, for the most part, it's like an afterthought of flavor.
So, like drinking a flavored, sparkling water, then?
Damn.
I've grown accustomed to it over the years, to the point where I can't even remember what things used to taste like. Perhaps that's a blessing in disguise.
I mean, at least that means like you could literally feed her anything. We make short work of everything Juliet cooked, not even leaving behind a crust of bread. After helping us clean up, Aspen departs for the Bell House, and Juliet and I are left alone in the kitchen table. I'm glad that we've gotten more comfortable with silence, because I'm not totally sure what I should be saying or doing now. As different as things may be, we're still the same people. Even though I want to talk with and be with Juliet more, I haven't magically become more eloquent. It'd be nice if my magic did work like that, though. The best thing to do would probably be just tell Juliet what I'm thinking. After all, it was being open about my feelings that got me to this point in the first place, so there's no reason to stop now.
Hey, so I have a question about something Aspen said. She said that you and I are dating now. Is that true?
That's crazy. Like, the fact that, like, Miho had to even ask Juliet, just like, oh, we're dating now. Like, that's the point. If you don't lay it down, people are left confused and don't know, like, what is happening or what's going on. And that kind of just sucks. It leaves people, like, left in confusion and, like, don't know how to act. Or even, like, how to approach things, is what I'm trying to say. It just makes it easier if it's laid out. But that's just me.
I guess what I mean is, I love you, and you said you love me too, so... now I know what dating is, but not how to do it, if that makes sense. You probably already know that, though. I just want to make sure I don't do anything wrong.
Juliet stands, offering me her hand. I accept, of course, and stand up as well. She takes my other hand in hers and faces me, almost like we're dancing again.
There is no wrong way. Dating, lovers, partners, they're all just words. I'm happy to use any of them, if they feel right to you. What matters to me isn't what we call it, but what we feel.
I guess that's one way to go about it. Some people don't like to put labels on things, which is understandable to some degree. Because, you know, there are those people who also are very open and want to be explorative with other people. That's why we do have these labels. So we could put something on it to let not only both you and your partner know, but other people around as well. Around? Oh, woo. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And I feel that being around you reminds me what it's like to exist, and to celebrate being alive, and to find joy in everyday moments. That every second we spend together is more special because you're with me. When I say that I love you, I mean that I love you, Miho. Not just who you could be or who we could be, but who you are now. So please don't feel that you have to change for me or behave a certain way. Just being yourself is all that I can ask for.
My face feels so hot you could fry a slice of bacon on it. I'm not embarrassed, but Juliet saying all those things about me is so wonderfully new and exciting that my body doesn't know how else to respond. I like hearing them, though it helps me put at ease.
Okay, I can do that.
Still keeping my hands in hers, Juliet leans forward and kisses me, making my lips tingle again. I'm pretty sure I could get used to this. But can it last? The question permeates everything for me. For the past couple days, it feels like we've danced around the tension, the unspoken question. Is what we have, whatever word we use to describe it, enough to make Juliet want to stay here? I shouldn't expect one night to make up her mind, and I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. If the answer is no, though, if I do get used to this, and to being with Juliet, then will there ever be a time where I'm ready? Once again, I've forced those thoughts away. The nature of our relationship has changed, but my goals haven't. No matter what's coming in the future, I want to enjoy these moments with Juliet now, and I hope that they'll be enough for her too. Alrighty. Oh, that was quite a lot, if I do say so myself. We are gonna save. Let's see, we will save right here. Yes. Okay. Is the end of stream? Yes, it is the end of stream. Whew. And my was a lot. Well, it was nice seeing the differences between the two girls, for sure. For sure, it seems like Aspen, at least, Aspen is very, in a way, Aspen seems a lot more chaotic. Like, chaos is going on, compared to where Juliet seems calm, all around. Like, that's like the best way I could describe both the interactions so far. Now I'm kind of split between on who I like better, Aspen or Juliet. I'm kind of split between the two, but from the dancing scene, it reminds me of the one anime called Ouran High School Host Club. Juliet gives very princely vibes, and it is working for her. Now I just kind of want to see a story of a women's host club for women. More Yuri on Yuri, or more Yuri. But just that whole dance scene, like, I kind of just want a Yuri harem host story. But you know, other than that, that is going to be it for today's stream. So thank you very much for watching and sticking around. And until next time, take care, have a good one. Goodbye.